I'm alone again, and I can't stop looking at these plushies over here.
We're live.
At least play the countdown before we go live.
Fuck that. It's already live, Jay.
Hey.
What's up? Cameras on the whole time.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. Stephanie, why don't you tell them the problem with the intro? The chat will like hearing your description of what the problem with the intro is.
The intro is too large.
There we go.
Probably would have still been the same retarded Meta PC's intro anyway. So. I see a lot of you cocksuckers in chat trying to tell me my picture's crooked. All right? It's not. It's the perspective that you're looking at it based on this corner. $1 billion movie.
On a serious note, it's a great day, and I'm always glad to be here. Everybody that supported the ISOM too, and got your books, I appreciate you.
Egg roll!
And Krista Nova.
Hi, I'm happy because Park Hoppin hit 19K. We're so close to 20K now.
You need to play some Fortnite. Is what you need to do.
I'll send you some colon blow. It'll perk you right up.
What?
Hell yeah.
Colon blow.
Just relax, man. Just relax and shoot some fucking kids in the face on Fortnite. By the way, if you go to metapcs.com, if you go to the Geeks and Gamers landing page to check out everything on their website, if you find something that you like, you use the promo code 199 and get yourself a Meta PCs. Welcome to Tuesday night's main event. Shout out to My Nerdy Home for putting that skit together. How's everybody doing tonight? It's a lovely night. Ryan's positivity has just been really bleeding over into all of us. We're feeling really positive. We want to burn things down to the ground for some reason now, all because of Ryan. But we got a few things to talk about, mainly Disney being in a disaster. And listen, we might be 6 to 8 months away from Ripa buying Disney if they continue on this path. I mean, that's where we probably are. And Ripa has personally told me he's putting Ryan in charge of Star Wars. If that in fact happens when he buys it, he's just putting Ryan in charge. But what's going on, Ryan, from Arc Outpost? How you doing?
Well, I heard Ripa was going to buy Freeform, which used to be ABC Family until they realized that essentially everything they put on there was about like teenagers fucking in high school or something. So they decided maybe we shouldn't name this ABC Family. So they called it Freeform instead. Ripa's going to buy that. All right. Ripa's going to buy that and he's going to fix it. So I'm looking forward to it.
Honestly, if he buys that and turns it back into ABC Family and puts Christmas movies on in December, I'll be okay with cheesy, corny, retarded Christmas movies, which I absolutely love, ironically. It's interesting. Even the ones with diversity.
I'm looking forward to
I like those.
I'm looking forward to picking myself up a Meta PCs, as Jeremy so eloquently stated in the intro.
Hey, that's what I do, man. I'm a very eloquent person. What do you expect from somebody from Alabama? You know? What do you expect?
Yeah.
Orange Agonton.
T. Louis Part 2. Affiliated. But yes, it's I have been I missed today's daily stream. I heard that you didn't miss me, which is exactly what I wanted to hear. So that means Ryan has to host every show, every daily stream now. I can just not be there anymore. You okay with that, Ryan?
I will not be there tomorrow.
Somebody said the dude in the middle looks like Satan goat horns. Look at her rude eye.
Caught his ass slipping.
Got him.
Let me turn there's a rude eye. That's a rude eye who paid a lot of money to be here tonight. So I figured, hey, we might as well. This is the first episode of a Make-A-Wish program. We're actually letting retarded people come on for about an hour. Rude Eye is the first one. So welcome, Rude Eye.
Thank you. No, I got tired of watching Epic Mike talk shit about me from the sidelines, and I said
you couldn't even get that sentence out all the fucking way before you stuttered. Fucked up. You fucked up now. You gave me ammunition. Yeah.
But
Griffin will be here.
Yeah, we will get to you here momentarily. And I ratioed Mike on Twitter today, so I figured you'd be happy about that. So, but we got Ripa. Eric July, the man that is continuing to crush it every day. He just wakes up. He's like Scrooge McDuck at this point. He just jumps into his money pit and swims through his gold and all that shit. So how you doing, Ripa?
Oh man, been doing good. Busy. Man, obviously very thankful. We're at 1.9, closing in on 1.2, not 1.2, 2 million. It'll be wow, we're about to have a second multi-million-dollar campaign in a year.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Which is insane. But yeah, I've been preparing for that. We have so much going on. The fan art contest is about to end in 2 days. It's been very competitive. We have I got San Diego Comic-Con in 2 days or so. So I'll be out there doing my thing there. And in a couple of weeks, fulfillment starts for the first bit of really the orders that came in at the front half of the campaign. We're going to start shipping those out. We got the short box that may be dropping this week. It should actually drop this week. It's going to be a crazy week, man. And, I'm just blessed to be in a position. And obviously, it's always fun to be here as well.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And we are live on Rumble and Kick right now. I see Warren Smith getting the party started over there. So thank you guys again yesterday on Rumble. If you guys missed it, shout out to Chris Pavlovsky, who runs Rumble. He's the CEO of Rumble, and he dropped $600 in Rumble rants yesterday. We were featured on the front page. We had like 2,700 people watching us over there. So that was awesome. We've had the Kick CEO show us some love over there in the past. It's awesome having these, different platforms. Kick just announced it. Well, they've already announced it, but they kind of reiterated today that, what is it called? Mega Chat?
Mega Chats.
Mega Chats will be coming to the platform. 95.5 cut. Again, really excited for that platform and loving what they're doing. What's up, Fear the Beardo?
Yeah, man. Yeah, Warren Smith coming in hot and dropping in 5 gifted Geeks and Gamers subs over on Kick. A lot of interesting stuff to talk about, man, so I'm ready to get into it. I did notice that you kind of almost made a mistake by introducing Erudai, right after Ryan, because you usually make the guest wait, so I'm like, what the heck did Erudai do that was so special for him to just skip the line?
Yeah.
Ahead of Ripa, especially. What's going on with that?
Make a wish.
Make a wish, bro. Make a wish. Okay. It's in the contract. I have to kind of focus in on him. I saw an opportunity to roast him, and I took it. Okay. I mean, I could do that to you a lot more often if you'd like.
I'm good.
Back down. Let him fucking roast you. Tell him to bring it. Pull your pants down on stream. Do it.
Look at Mike. Mike's getting worked up. Mike is.
I've been worked up all day. Listen, it's been a fucking firefight on Twitter all day. Getting DMs from people being like, man, that's really not cool. I'm like, you're really not cool for defending that guy. So fuck yourself. I've only lost one follower today, though, so that's fine.
We have Rolo. You know what happens after Rolo gets introduced, so let's go.
We are also praying for the people of Puerto Rico. We love Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. And we also love Puerto Rico.
What's up, Rolo? How you doing,
What's going on? I always love that. I really do. It's awesome. Love seeing those flags in the chat. What's up, everybody?
Well, he's the one that found the longer version of it because it used to be just a quick version. Then he found the part where he actually corrects himself and says it the correct way, which makes it even funnier. So anyway, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Good to see Fed Rudai here. My wife has told me a lot of stories from tabletop about Rudai. So I'm looking forward to see what the deal is with this guy. So,
this guy.
Well, Ruda would have appeared on Tuesday Night's Main Event a long time ago if it weren't for Epic Mike. Epic Mike has protested. He has been very, very adamant about this. Yeah. And I mean, in all reality, and I'm probably not supposed to say this, but
say it. No.
Mike's post today on Twitter was not really about Andrew Tate. It was actually about Erudai, but when he found out that Erudai was going to be on Main Event, he just said, Andrew Tate, so because he didn't want to really derail the show. So I really appreciate that, Mike. And you took some hits and on social media, but you did it for the team. I appreciate that, man. How you doing, Epic Mike?
Listen, there's one thing I've learned. You don't fight the Fed. You can only do so much. I know that he was lobbying to get on the show. I tried my hardest, but you can only do so much, and then the Fed wins out in the end. So I also want to point out those fucking horns. Somebody pointed that out like the third episode, and he like fucking grinned as big as he possibly could and was like, no, it's a total fucking coincidence. No, he's it's one thing to be.
It's just the logo of the show, man. Oh, you can't see it because my chair.
Yeah. How fucking convenient. Yeah, we can only see it when it's on your head. That's cool. But no, I'm glad to be here, man. Yeah, Twitter's been great today. I love it. It's fucking awesome. It's wonderful. It's such a great fucking app. It's the best app ever. Just so glad I'm on there.
It's so a lot of positivity. A lot of positivity.
So
there,
much positivity.
We got Beep from Canada. Hi, Beep from Canada.
Hello.
I'm How are you?
I'm good. I'm drinking maple syrup and riding mooses as people do in Canada. And seriously, I'm just here visiting family and gonna be back in Orlando soon.
Are you getting smogged up, or is that just going to
smogged up? Is that like
all the smoke, the
lingo
smoke.
for? Oh, I thought thought that was a lingo for something else. No, not really. Just I came when it's a little bit cleared, so thank God.
Well, good to have you, Krista, and the theme parks miss you, so we got to get you back.
Hail chat, thank you.
We got My Nerdy Home. Hi, Steph.
Hello, everyone. I did enjoy the back and forth between Jeremy and Mike on Twitter. It was pretty awesome to watch. I loved it. But we are also live on Locals, so if you want to hang out over there with me in the Locals chat, feel free to do so.
Hey, I bet everybody was freaking out. Geeks and Gamers about to fall apart. They're having a disagreement.
I was laughing.
Over romance. I was like, have you watched Mario Kart?
Yeah, I was like, listen,
that's all we do.
I know Jeremy's just fucking smiling. He's like, hey, check this shit out. Watch what I'm about to do. I know he was doing it. Yeah. The sad part is, when people take it way too seriously and they're really like legitimately upset and you're like, oh man, don't be a fuck. It's Twitter. But yeah. I like as soon as I saw D-Day Cobra, I was like, God damn it.
Hey, somebody tagged me. It's not my fault, okay? I mean, you have to respond to every tag on Twitter no matter what.
Somebody fucking snitched.
That's a rule. That's a rule that I heard. So but anyway, we have Rudai who runs Geeks and Gamers Tabletop for the first time. Hello, sir. How are you? First time on Tuesday night's main event. How you doing, buddy?
Hail! It's actually my second time, Jeremy.
Is it?
My second time being here. Yeah, I was here once before.
You weren't like an actual guest. I think you might have popped in briefly, right? Is that what it was?
It was a brief appearance.
He snuck his way in.
I'm gonna count it. Yeah, I contacted my Fed resources and I got on for the second time. So, very glad to be here. As he said, head of Geeks and Gamers Tabletop. We have a good time over there. Several of the people on this show have been on there, and as well as some of the F&T guys. So come check us out over there. We have fun.
Let's go. What is so Ryan, you see this warning in the back end? I don't know if that's what that applies to.
What does it
please
say?
configure both primary and backup streams correctly. The comparison.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
So
that's fine.
Okay. All right. Well, this is good connection, not excellent connection. That's weird. Usually it says excellent connection. All right, we got a couple of super chats to get to. Sixer Iverson says, Jeremy, bring back Splatoon 3 for Lady Ripa. She has not stopped playing that game, has she?
She plays every day, man.
Bro, she has. Krista was like, was it yesterday, Krista? You were like, we need to bring back Splatoon 3. We need to play it.
Yeah, I was talking to Lady Ripa about it, and I'm really thinking we should bring it back.
Yeah, so I mean, hey, whatever the people want, the people will get. So maybe we can work it in at some point. Yeah, I don't even know if I want. Why would I play a game where Lady Rip is going to absolutely destroy me at this point? Like she's going to wreck. It's going to be like when we played Rocket League, with the guy on our website. The guy's on our website, and he just like me and Ryan felt good about ourselves. We were like competitive, even though we were objectively terrible, but we were both like the same level of terrible, So we're like, oh yeah, I got the score, I got the goal, I blocked you, and then he jumps in and like flying all over the fucking map. It's just like, fuck. I don't ever want to play this game again. It's just it showed how bad we were at the game. You know what I mean? So that's just like the last time we played it. You remember that, right? We were all hyped for
we stopped playing it after that. It was fucking stupid. It was like playing pickup basketball with Michael Jordan. It's like it's not fun. Just to get absolutely raped on the it's not fun at all.
I texted George the other day. Shout out to George for hitting 100,000 subscribers.
Shout out,
George the Giant Slayer. We need to get him back on Tuesday night's main event. George has been crushing it. So happy for him, man. It was awesome to see. I mean, he has been killing it.
Oh, look at that. Adam Krigler, he's complaining. He got the game and we stopped playing it. I'm guessing he's talking about Splatoon.
It's a free game.
No, I fucking did not buy it. I bought the game for you, Krigler.
Yeah,
I don't know if
it's
that game for you.
No,
I thought you were talking about Rocket League.
We talked so
League's
much
free.
shit to Krigler about playing it, and then we immediately were like, all right, we're done.
Splatoon is not a free game.
Right. I thought we were
Nintendo
selling
doesn't
Rocket
do
League.
free games.
I also bought Splatoon and played like once or something or twice. That's happened with a lot of games, to be honest.
That is happening.
Call of Duty Vanguard.
Yeah. Hey, I actually liked Vanguard. I'm one of the 7 people. I'm one of the 7 people that like the
Mario Party or something. What was
hey,
that
Mario Party was good. Mario Party was good.
One time we played it.
Yeah, but like Mario Party is something we could. No. You're thinking about Super Mario 3D World, the multiplayer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Mario Party. We played that a few times actually, and we've talked about actually playing that one again. So, but there's just a game called Fortnite that I'd rather play. So
I got Mario Golf and kicked Jeremy's ass 3 times, and he has not wanted to play since.
God, I swear to God.
Let's play Mario Golf tonight.
Listen. I am not responsible for any lies being told on this panel.
No lies detected.
Yeah. So yeah. Beardo's a fucking lying piece of shit. You know what? Fuck this. I'm done. I'm done. Oh man. But yeah, we do need to change it up a little bit. I mean, we are back to Battlefront. And what's interesting is Wednesday we normally do Battlefront here, Battlefront 2 2017. And so we played Mario Kart instead last week because of the new maps. That entire stream was a Star Wars podcast. That's all it was. Now, to be clear, Mike wasn't there, and as Dan Bass said, this is the most calm Mario Kart stream we've ever had, where we actually have conversations because Mike's not here, yelling and screaming the whole time.
It's incredible. It's incredibly disappointing to watch those people be nice to each other, though.
It was actually fun.
No.
Like I enjoyed it. With you're not there, I enjoyed it, Mike.
That's a real problem. I mean, I don't know. The fact that you're enjoying Mario Kart, I think, says a lot about you, not a lot about me.
It's not even that I was enjoying Mario Kart as much as I was just enjoying the stream without you.
No, you can keep.
It seems to be a
that.
pattern on tabletop too.
You can kind of cope however you want to with liking Mario Kart, but obviously the communists got you. You've been exposed. I don't want to hear it from you, Arudai. Listen, all right. The last time you were on here, you were saying dumb shit about Mick Foley being like the greatest wrestler of all time and shit. I don't want to hear it from you. Okay, your bad takes are so fucking awful. I'd rather listen to Beardo talk about In-N-Out Burger. Okay.
All right. What about
is good, man.
Supposedly that wrestling stream's coming someday in the future, so
it's
I'm
not
sure,
because of your bad takes.
Did he say that in his review? Because I have not watched his review. Did he say that in his review?
Yes, he did. He
did. He
one of the
really?
first things. He goes, "I'm going to preface this. Is this a hardcore smash the patriarchy feminist movie? Yep, it absolutely is.
Wow.
Straight up, just dropped it right off. Yeah.
I mean, I
can't believe a Barbie movie would have anything to do with feminism. Crazy.
Well, no, but it's like you could. But that's the thing, though, is like you don't have to do that. You don't have to,
bro. They put they put the Chinese 9-dash line. What do you expect them to do? Of course, they're going to pander to everybody.
There wasn't even 9 lines.
They pandered to the communists. So it doesn't even.
I'm interested to see how this is going to do at the box office because this is clearly a massive brand, like on the level of like a Mario. You know what I mean? Like it's a worldwide, internationally known brand for decades and decades and decades. It's an iconic brand.
It's kind of only appealable to women, though. You know what I mean? Like,
well, there's a lot of gay people in today's world. There's a lot of gay dudes in 2023.
Well, but all the gay people just suddenly fucking all of a sudden changed and are now gay. They weren't gay when Barbie was like super popular growing up, right? So I don't know.
I mean, so I'm interested. I'm interested to see how the difference between Oppenheimer and Barbie, which is literally the biggest difference in movies you could imagine. You know, one apparently it's feminist propaganda that appeals directly to women, and then the other is what's going to be one of the best casts like ensemble cast we've seen, period, in a movie made by, in my opinion, the greatest filmmaker on the planet, but at least definitely one of the most respected filmmakers, period, regardless of how you feel about Nolan. He is easily one of the most respected filmmakers on one of the most important historical figures of our time, talking about one of the most important things that literally ended World War II. You know what I mean? So that's a drastic difference in movies. But one of them is rated R, which is Oppenheimer, and it's 3 hours long. Barbie, I don't know how long Barbie is. Is it like a 2-hour movie or something like that?
Probably something like 2.
So, I mean, Barbie's definitely going to make more money, I would have to
54
imagine.
minutes. Yeah.
Dude, if Barbie doesn't make more money than Oppenheimer, that's going to be wild. That's going to be wild.
I don't think it's even going to be that close, to be honest.
Yeah. So, anyway, it'd be interesting. Like, I mean, I'm seeing Oppenheimer Thursday, and I can't fucking wait. I wish I was seeing it in 70 millimeter IMAX, but there's not any 70 millimeter screens here. I think the closest one to Orlando is Fort Lauderdale, I think. Closest one from here is like Georgia, somewhere in Georgia.
I think that Oppenheimer will do better internationally than Barbie will. I don't know if like numbers wise it will, but I just mean in proportion to what its domestic take will be. I think Oppenheimer will have a bigger international pull than Barbie. I think that Barbie is like a predominantly American female-driven consumer base, and I think that's mostly who it's gonna. I think that mostly box office wise, where it's going to get their money from.
Yep. Yeah, interested to see which one will do better in Japan. So Barbie will probably outperform Oppenheimer in Japan.
We'll see.
Hey, look, Oppenheimer could blow up in Japan. I don't know. You know what I mean?
It could really explode.
It really could. It really could. I mean,
I don't know. I think it's going to bomb.
It shouldn't be funny, but it really fucking is. Like,
it really is.
It's been like 70 or 80 years. For 2 years, man.
It's not offensive anymore. Holy shit!
They attacked us.
Exactly.
They asked for it. They wanted that smoke, and they got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look how they ended up afterwards, though. Is that not a success story with the Japanese? Like,
what do you mean, Hello Kitty?
Yeah, they decided to inflict anime on the world.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, they've done okay. I mean, they're having a population bubble
with anime.
Destroy their economy now, but they did pretty good. They were the number 2 economy for a while.
Nintendo's about the only good thing left in the world, so doing all right.
Sony and Nintendo make good shit, so
they had to direct all their energy to somewhere
because
they were told to sit in the corner and be good, and they're like, okay,
yeah. But anyway, we'll see. I am really excited for Oppenheimer, and
who had the last laugh, because they got the bomb, but at the end they produce better entertainment today than America does. So who's the real winner?
We're taking more bombs technically.
Yeah. So who's the real winner here? I think the Japanese.
I'd still rather be on the side that didn't get fucking annihilated by 2 atomic bombs.
I don't know. Hey, at this point in time, I might. At this point.
I feel like some of the thing I see on Twitter, like we should be the ones that get nuked at this point.
Honestly, yeah, like I would almost rather be in Hiroshima than to look at Dylan Mulvaney every day here in the States. So whatever, like that's pretty bad.
We lost We're losing the long game. We're losing the long game.
We really are.
We're losing the long game.
We really are. We're the one that's got
Japanese men only have sex on average like 2 times a year or something, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're not having sex right now. It's a real problem.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes, but off to a good start tonight. Off to an exploding start here tonight here on Tuesday night's main event. Let me catch some of these super chats really quickly. Let's see. Yeah, Sixer Iverson got all that discussion out of his $2. Well done. Marcus Henry, Rolos are weird. Rolo lost money. Jester says, greetings, Tuesday night's main event. Are your refrigerators running? Ha ha ha. Aiden for 20. Preemptive blaming of Fed Rudai for being late.
Based.
There you go.
It's not my fault this time, okay? It's not my fault this time.
I saw we had some gifted memberships. WG gifting 5. I think War Machine gifted 5. Cerberus, I think, dropped 10. By the way, Cerberus, if you're still there, I saw you. What stream was it? There was a random stream going on where Cerberus was dropping 199s in the stream. A stream I had nothing to do with. Can't remember. But I'm like, like they're every fucking where now. The 199 stuff is everywhere. Everywhere. I see it in Tim Pool streams all the time. Be like 199 Battalion. They're dropping the blue 199s everywhere. It's just random shit. You know what I mean?
That's
so
awesome.
it's fantastic to see. So shout out to all of you for doing that. WG20 says, Jeremy, I'm going to review the Barbie movie. Ryan, I'm going to review the Klaus Barbie movie. You gonna do that one?
Sure.
What's up, WG? How are you, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see WG here. Let's talk about Snow White, Ryan. We got to talk about Snow White. I mean, Ryan is really excited about this. Actually, before we do that, hang on. Let me get Marcus Henry since he got a two-parter. Genuine question for Ripa. While I love that you took a massive risk and was very innovative when it came to your business model, are you willing to let other authors, writers take risk in the Ripaverse? I'm not talking about superficial risk. Let me see. The risk mainstream does, like making a character a different race or gay. I'm talking about storytelling and or narrative risk that really separates the Ripaverse from the rest. What say you, Ripa?
It's hard to answer that question. I mean, I think that everybody,
it's a pretty vague kind of way.
Because everybody
like,
that tells stories,
specific.
you know, they have their own like kind of spin on it and perspective. Obviously, with us having people like Chuck and the Saskas, you know, they tell different types of stories, which is why I gave them the characters it is that I gave them. So, you know, it depends on what you mean by risk there. I mean,
like from my perspective, I think what the mainstream has been doing has been more risky storytelling by alienating your fan base, turning everyone black and gay. That's a big risk because you're likely not going to see a profit. It's been proven time and time again. The less risky thing would be go back to traditional storytelling that's meant for everybody. And I think that's more what the Ripaverse is about than the mainstream.
Brian knocked it out the park. That's essentially what our idea is taking it back to the basics. I mean, there still can be a level of originality. I think definitely once people read like the Ira book, for sure, Saskas have a very unique way of telling stories, and Yaira's the perfect character for them. So yeah, I mean that there's room for that, and you know, and even in different genres and doing different stuff. It's just everything has to be calculated. We're not dealing with a big pool of money like Disney, or well, formerly of Disney, because they're not dealing with a pool of money as much. But mega corporations are able to do dumb shit or stuff that they may take an L on longer than what, let's say, a smaller business like ours. So we got to take care of our fundamentals first and foremost before we start getting outrageous. But there are ideas that we have doing stuff of this genre to kind of fill the audience out and see kind of where they're at with it. But even those have to be calculated, because I don't expect to knock it out the park on every single thing that we do. Every book's not going to hit with every single aspect of the audience. Can't expect that. But we still have to be smart, you know, because we're not in it to just lose money. So
Well said. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like the more this gets successful, the more tough decisions have to be made, the more people are emotionally invested, and sometimes people might feel like they're slighted. That's just the reality of it. I mean, you know, Ripa's leading the charge now, you know what I mean? And you know, leading comes with tough decisions, and the tough decisions means that you're going to make a few people happy and a lot of people mad. That's just the reality of it. So, you know what I mean? But I'm looking forward to the future of the Ripaverse, and man, I'm going to hit 2 million soon. And
it's crazy.
So that's so in a calendar year, is that correct? In a calendar year,
in a year, we launched July of last year. So
that's wild, man.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
That is wild. So, Tonberry Masta for 50 support for Geeks and Gamers. And Tonberry Masta dropped how many over on Kick?
Yeah, so we got 30 gifted subs over on Kick. 10 of them were from Tonberry Masta. And then Warren Smith dropped 20 more gifted subs. So there's a party over here on Kick.
There is a party over there on Kick.
Yep.
Okay, so Ryan, let's talk about Snow White, the most anticipated film of the year by people with pronouns in their bio.
Yes, man. pretty much since D23, we knew that both the Little Mermaid race swap remake and the Snow White race swap live action remake were going to be heavy on identity politics. They came out and said it. This is for modern feminists. That's what they said. And of course, they're going to change a bunch of parts of the story like they did with Little Mermaid when it comes to Snow White. Well, we got our first look on set at these pictures, and well, it didn't go well for Disney. After trying to claim that these were fake, they put it out there in left-wing media sites that these pictures were fake. It turned out, no, they're actually real. These are real from the set of the new Snow White movie. Now, these are, it looks to be the 7 dwarves with Jonathan, who is not the prince, because the prince is not going to be in this. Of course, there were some stand-ins for some of the actors, but this is what this group of fucking freaks look like. It got roasted by everybody. And Rachel Zegler actually responded to some of this, because with all of the focus on this remake, a lot of people brought up the controversy surrounding her casting. And funny enough, she actually completely annihilated the entire point and the reasoning behind these race swaps in the first place. I hope, Ripa, I don't know if you talked about this yet, Ripa, but you need to if you haven't, because we hear time and time again that it's so important for people to see themselves in these characters so they can identify. I want little black and little brown girls all around the world to see that they can be a princess too. Rachel Zegler, who has skipped the pronouns in her bio, just gone straight to her fucking name, she, her, hers. Extremely appreciative of the love I feel from those defending me online, but please don't tag me in the nonsensical discourse about my casting. I really, truly do not want to see it. So I leave you with these photos. I hope every child knows they can be a princess no matter what. Well, this is her when she was a child, dressed up as Snow White. Even though Snow White didn't look like her, Rachel Zegler was still somehow able to identify as this character.
It's amazing.
This random fucking princess. Same thing with this Belle outfit she had. Really weird. And by showing these, by putting this out there, it completely annihilates the entire argument surrounding race swaps to begin with.
That's the same thing that the chick from Little Mermaid did.
Yes.
Same exact thing. She did the same thing about how she loved this material when she grew up. And this was something that she'd always was into, but then on the other side of their mouth, they act as if, because it's all about this whole fucking nonsense of putting yourself in this position as if you are greater than what it is that you are. Because these guys have never struggled with anything. They have to present themselves as if they're the freedom fighters, right? These guys all like to think of themselves like civil rights leaders. So they like to try to reinvent the wheel and think that they're doing something bold and brave, when, again, to this point and the point that the chick made that did the Little Mermaid, they were already into this shit despite not actually having the same skin tone as the other characters. But that's the self-reflection that's just not there. That's why they always self-detonate their non-arguments, because they don't reflect and realize, like, wait a minute, I was into this shit despite the color differences. Therefore, maybe that's superficial, and maybe it's okay if it's original. You know what I mean? As far as however they're adapted, there's nothing wrong with that. No matter what race it is that maybe somebody is, they can still get something out of it. But for sure on this one, this is the most foul of them all, because Snow fucking White is the name of the goddamn character, and who's the fairest. I guess none of this stuff, like, this is illogical. Let's just say that, like, it didn't make sense with obviously the Danish fairy tale, which again, it doesn't get much whiter than that. But if there is one thing that gets whiter than a Danish fairy tale, it's fucking Snow White. So that character probably is supposed to be that way, and it makes sense. It's literally embedded in the fucking story, and they still have to inject their identity nonsense in there, and they still don't get it. They still don't get it. Still making these classic L's, and this is going to be another. I don't know if this is going to bomb like Little Mermaid is, but we'll see.
I between you saying the foulest of them all, and then the way Ryan said these 7 fucking freaks might be one of the most awesome, and like, Ryan's always authentic, but you could feel his anger and his disgust when he said it. It was so casual. It was so good. But Rudai, what do you think about this, man? Does this make you feel more connected to the story? Are you excited for the representation here? What do you think?
No, and they're doing this shit everywhere, even outside the movies, even in my sphere over in tabletop. Magic the Gathering just recently turned half the cast of Lord of the Rings series into black characters as a black Aragorn now. There was some guy who infamously got a tweet that was like went viral where he was like, "Hey, I finally see myself in the cards. I'm crying, boo-hoo."
Yeah, I remember that.
And it's like, obviously you were a fan before this card existed. You connected with this story somehow. So I don't think that it is nearly impactful as you're saying it was. And there's all hypocrites, man.
It's ridiculous, man. Mike, you look really happy.
I'm so fucking happy, bro.
Is it because of Snow White, or is it because your boy Rude Eye's here?
That's a little bit of both. You know, I just always want to be represented, and I just didn't realize that they were just going to leave out all the light skinned people in that adaptation. I was kind of bummed out about that. It's so fucking stupid. It just like it's at this point it's so annoying that I can't even laugh at it anymore. It's just like really pathetic. I'm like, who sat there and thought, man, this is gonna look great? Who there's somebody that had to sit there and go, I'm gonna come up with these costume ideas, and we're gonna put these costumes on these human beings, and we're gonna look at that and go, yeah, that's really good. Yeah, we can make a movie with that. That's totally acceptable. And then their boss looked at it and went, yeah, that's really good. Just put that shit out there. There's no way that anybody's gonna have a problem with that. And not only that, but then the elephant in the room of Gal Gadot is supposed to be the evil
that's
queen.
going to be the most outlandish thing.
Yeah.
Believing that there's someone fairer than Gal Gadot out there.
The mirror is like, yeah, she's definitely prettier than you. And Gal Gadot goes, okay, this thing's broken. Yeah, it's
what
just,
if they're going to race swap the mirror? You'd be like, damn, this Snow White bitch is fine. That's what
I got a thing for Mexican women. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, it's just crazy. I don't know, man. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. It's so ridiculous. And then because what is it now? They're not even dwarves, they're the 7 magical creatures, and then they like threw a chick in there. They're like, hey, there we go. There's a girl too, so that's cool, right? You know. But
like, this will be a wide release. This will be released in theaters. So this won't be a Disney Plus show that gets absolutely just annihilated, swept under the rug, and then eventually, removed from the platform. Like, this is going to release, and I can't see. Like, I don't know. Do we have any idea what production is on this, Ryan? Do we have any numbers at all?
200 million, if not more.
There is no fucking way, dude.
So
how is this happening? All right, well, I want to follow back up with that, Ryan. I'm gonna let Rolo go first.
Well, here's the ridiculous part. When you look at like rides that are popular in Disney nowadays, even if they're shit, the 7 Dwarves Mine Train often has like the longest wait times. It's ridiculous. It's not even a good ride, but nobody cares because they like the fucking 7 Dwarves. That's why they like Snow White and the 7 Dwarves. So clearly, even to this day, this is a ride that was added over the only in the last few years. It's fairly new as far as Disney's concerned. And people are dying to ride it more than most of the other rides in this park. When you've got Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and all this stuff, better rides, and nobody seems to care. So clearly, your fan base is not asking for what you're giving them here. They don't care about the pandering bullshit. They like the original source material. They like what Disney used to be and what it represented. That's the popular content that's there for them. I'm sure that there are millions of people that the only reason they have Disney Plus is so they can watch the original Snow White, so they can watch the original Disney Vault movies. They don't care about any of this crap, and they're canceling it because they don't want to support the bastardization of the original content that they enjoyed. And in their own, they have their own examples before them. You see what does well in their parks and with their merchandise. Anytime that they go back to retro stuff that goes back to their legacy, it sells out. Anytime they try to throw the new bullshit, whether it's a new lightsaber or something else, nobody buys it. It fails on arrival. So
100%. It happens every time on that production budget. So this is kind of like, why are these budgets so out of control? Like, what are they spending the money on?
That's the funny thing. They want more money. This is the worst time for these guys to strike, man. I cannot say that enough. Like, they're striking at a terrible time. The writers and the actors are. The budgets are completely out of control. People's favor, they're not in people's favor at all. They went through these last years telling half of the damn population that they hate them. And on top of that, it's the content is just so fucking bad. So they don't have
no one's making money. The studios aren't making money. Like that.
Yeah.
That's why it's a really bad time to fucking strike.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're asking
So
for more, and there's not more to give.
They've had multiple, definitely like with the bigger studios. You're seeing some of these flops have been back to back to back to back to back. So this is a terrible time for them. And yeah, these budgets are completely out of control. Like they're out of control, and they want more money. That's the crazy thing. So they're losing money, and this is why that status quo of the mega corporation production and entertainment is so attractive, because really the actors, actors, producers, they don't have to take much risk. The studios are the ones funding everything, so they're going to get their money regardless or not if they lose. I'm actually going to do a video talking about this stuff, on a long form video talking about this in the comic book industry. If you want to actually get paid more, or you want to correct this problem, it's not going to come from these mega corporations. However, it's also not going to have all of this red tape. Like if you try to do it in the independent sector, all this level of red tape and all these fake ass jobs, those are going to have to go. So that means those budgets aren't going to be able to be as big as they are. And those people that are often filling those positions of those fake ass jobs are not going to be able to because they're not going to be around. They're not going to be able to fill a job that isn't actually there. So they're stuck in this weird spot because studios are losing money out the wazoo. They want fucking more. And the actual solution is going to put a lot of them out of work. So this is why I'm just kind of sitting back observing this. And it's going to be something to really keep up with, because these guys don't have a goddamn bargaining chip at all. They have none.
And this is the question I was going to, somebody just dropped a super chat saying it, but so like Oppenheimer, it's got one of the best casts we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I promise you this movie is going to look better than anything you've seen all year long. It's got practical effects. Yep. It's got $100 million budget versus these Disney films with these, like, what was it? What did Mario have? What was the Mario budget? Super Mario Brothers?
100 million.
100 million. And Lightyear had a $200 million budget, right?
Yeah.
185 or something like that. And it's like, how does this happen? Who the fuck are they paying diversity hires just to have them on set? Like how are they continue to spend so much money?
Anybody that's worked in film, whether it be animation or not, like it's a lot of bullshit. There are so many fake jobs. I cannot tell you the amount of fake ass jobs. And there's things that, like, when I say it's like they will have a star actress and they will have like somebody that is getting paid to like lotion her legs up. Yeah. And like that's all they do. Like they don't do anything else, because you go on these sets and you can't do anything else. So if like something trash falls, you can't pick that up. Some other fucking guy has to go do that shit. And there's a bunch of fake ass jobs like all around this industry. It is ridiculous. And it's amazing that they've gone this long, with these dumbass nonsensical jobs, all the amount of red tape, paying off these stupid unions. It's insane, man.
Yeah, this is what. Oh, sorry. This is what I think Katie Sackhoff, not that anybody likes her now, said. She said that on the set of The Mandalorian, basically, she's like, yeah, the budget for catering was more than an episode of Battlestar Galactica. And Battlestar Galactica is 1,000 times the show that anything that Disney's ever produced. So that just tells you that they're wasting, like Ripa said, they're wasting money on bullshit, because clearly they haven't spent on writing talent. Because even you might even be able to make something that's woke but write it well. They can't even make something that's compelling with their agenda. So they don't even buy their own bullshit. They don't like what they produce. So that's the worst part of it. They can't even produce something that the left or whoever buys their propaganda is into. They don't support their own stuff. So that's the conundrum that they're in.
Did you see the Ruffalo tweet where he was like acting like it was a big brilliant idea about going into an indie revolution?
Yes.
Mark Ruffalo is such a fucking retard.
He really
I was like, wow, Mark, that's so fucking smart of you.
He borrowed one of his servant's painting clothes to go out and like stand out there and strike.
Like, what the fuck?
I'm like, gonna do that shit though. That's the thing that gets me. You know what I mean? This whole, I don't know who's spreading these fucking lies, by the way, that like somehow these people like striking, be the writers or the actors, somehow benefit us. That's bullshit. It don't benefit nothing but them goddamn selves. But the fact that these guys, especially the top actors that get paid these millions of dollars, which isn't most of these guys that are part of the unions, if they wanted to correct the problem, they could, right? Yep. they could start their own fucking studios, right? And they could pay at whatever fucking rate they under whatever work conditions that they wanted to do. None of them are stepping up to the plate to do it. Instead, they want the mega corporations to subsidize essentially every idea it is that they have. I'm telling you, that's so attractive to them, and this is why all of this bitching and shit, a lot of that is a charade. They more so need each other, because without it, I don't know if there's a spot for them on the other side around. I think, or on the other side, if you look at what happened in like 2020, right? You saw all these actors and actresses try to do the YouTube thing, and you saw just how when they have to be unscripted, when they have to actually try to be personable, they're very bad at it, right? These guys are not really interesting people. They need everybody to control every aspect of what it is that they're doing. So for them to position themselves into a place where they have to take risk, they will never do that. They would never do that. So this is why they much rather march and do all this other stupid shit, as opposed to saying, hey, we got a lot of fucking money. Why don't we just do it ourselves? Why are we continuing to depend on Netflix or Disney or any of these other mega corporations when we all these such geniuses that got all the answers? Pull your fucking resources together and create your own shit.
Yeah. He's
and
100% right. And go ahead, Brian.
To be honest, I think the people that are going to benefit the most from these strikes are the studios. I think that the studios are going to be able to use this as an excuse to cancel some of these projects that they've like committed way too much fucking money to. I think they're hoping to hold out for a long time with the writers specifically. I think the actors are going to cave pretty quick. I think the writers are going to hold out because there's far more just like, to me, piece of shit, really fucking poor writers that they're not going to have their demands met. And that's going to go much longer before the big time writers finally like, all right, hey, we've been writing in secret this whole time, but now we're finally ready to fucking like, let's get back to work. But the studios might actually benefit because they'll use it as an excuse.
Yep. And one of the things like about these like big films and stuff. So there's like an algorithm to, if you put this much into a movie, you're expected to make this much back. And so that's the reason why when you see like a movie like when Deadpool came out and a much smaller budget and it made a ton of money, and some of these really smaller budget movies making a lot of money, studios don't really understand it because it doesn't make any sense to them, because they're told, well, you have to commit this much money to a movie and say, oh, this is the budget of it, and then you're expected to make this much back. And so sometimes, like Ripple was saying, they'll just find ways to inflate the budget so they can get that number and say to their, like, you know, their people, their shareholders, you know, the people, the analytics people, the analytics department that's going, we need this much money, we need this kind of a name and all that stuff. They'll just inflate the budgets, because then they think, okay, cool, now that we've hit that number, we're going to expect it to make at least this much back. And now it's not working. But the thing about this is, because you set yourself up with so many different people doing so many different jobs, and you put so many different people in positions, it's hard to, now you can't right that ship. You can't turn that quickly. So they have no way of like realistically changing this, except for things like Ryan was saying, like a strike, where you can go, oh, well, now we can like maybe cancel some of these projects that we don't really want to do. But if we cancel them, we get in trouble, or we, all this stuff. And then the other side of it is, and this is why, and Rip has been really against this, and I agree with them, these unions and stuff, they were supposed to be helpful at one point. And then they got to a point where they actually are hindering people, because if Mark Ruffalo wants to go work on a movie, he has to ask the union if he can.
That's fucking crazy to me.
And the union then goes to the production company and says, you have to do at least this. And sometimes they're like, I don't have $14 million, or I can't afford to buy him his 2 trailers that one he sleeps in and one that he has sex in. I can't do that. So then they go, well, then I guess it can't be in your movie. Sorry. And this is one of the things that they did. And this is how shit they are. So they go, Mark Ruffalo goes, oh man, maybe we should work with content creators and do independent projects. Oh my God. And then then SAG goes, oh, that's actually a really good idea. You know what, guys? We're going to help. We're going to let these independent people, we're going to be a lot more flexible and work with them. But remember, when we come to terms with the studios, you have to meet those terms after the fact. That was what they said, and that's what's written in the terms, is that they have to agree, these studios and these independent project people. So what's going to happen is you'll get Mark Ruffalo when you're on your fucking independent movies. They'll come to terms. SAG will go, we figured it all out, yay, and go, by the way, you're on the hook for like $5 million. So sucks to suck, but We need that money, man, because they're hoping that some of these movies will pop off and some of these independent creators will do well. And now they got them on the hook, and they go, "Oh man, well maybe you should join our union so this doesn't happen again to you."
Insane,
That's
man.
how they do it. That's how they feed the machine.
Yeah,
man.
unions are so fucking gay, bro. Like the fact that there are just people like I just can't imagine being a part of that by any means. Like I don't like the idea of people negotiate outside of like direct representation, be it like lawyer or agent.
Yeah,
like, a union head stealing money and negotiating on my behalf is insanity to me. You know what I mean? And the fact that there are people like, because I've gotten a lot of I've seen inner kind of conversations, people that are actually part of these writers guilds. And one of them wanted to actually do some work with us on a different project that's coming out. And definitely once I found out that the person was part of the fucking union, I was like, well, we won't be working with your ass. But he wanted to, but he literally couldn't. Like, I cannot imagine like seeing money on the table. And then because some dipshits are sitting there having to negotiate, they can't work. That's insanity. That's insanity to me. Like that, the fact that there are people that not only defend that as a structure, but actually gaslight folks and act like they're benefiting from it. Like they're saying that this is them working on your behalf, and you'd be getting abused if it weren't for these union heads negotiating on your behalf. That's insanity to me. That's fucking insanity to me. And that is not a preferable thing. And I say this as a person that's in entertainment. That is not a preferable situation. That does not benefit you as an individual. It benefits maybe the collective as far as the head honchos at the top. But as far as you as an individual, that is not a preferable situation to have people negotiating like that on your behalf. And this is why the decentralization is something that will benefit at least the people with talent, the people that can actually get some sort of enthusiasm. That's going to benefit them the most. They're going to see the biggest return from it, but there's going to be a lot of folks that are going to be left without. Like that's just the reality. It cannot exist as it does right now.
I had a small experience with unions, my first job, and the union rep came to me like after I'd started after a few weeks, and they make you feel like $1 million. They can tell you're a greenhorn. Basically, you don't know what you're doing. You're just in there. It's just new job, shake your hand, build you up, and you take like $10-15 a fucking week or something out of your check to do absolutely nothing. And but it made me feel good at first because I didn't know any different. I was like, oh yeah, I've got it's basically like insurance, which is fucking bullshit too for the most part. But yeah, so that was my experience with it. But I'll never forget, my store manager called me in the office one day because he saw the union guy talking to me, and I was pretty cool with my store manager. He had no idea I was signed up with a union. My store manager calls me. He was cool as hell, and he's like, hey, shut the door. He goes, what did that we'll just say he used the gamer word, what was that talking to you about? And I'm like, he was, and then he says, and he says, don't ever sign up with him. I said, I already signed up with him. He goes, what? Forget everything I said. And I was like, no, bro, it's cool. Tell me what I need to hear, man. It was so funny. He thought I was going to go back to tell him about the gamer
He's like,
word.
you're fired.
Back then it wasn't a gamer word. Back then it was just how, men talk to each other,
Right.
But, I'm an old fart, but yeah, union, like, it was very manipulative what they did to people. And they knew when new hires were there, they would go in there and talk to them. And then obviously they were representing on your behalf all the time, and they knew what was best for you and all this stuff. So go ahead, Mike.
Yep. Well, I was just going to say, like I mentioned this actually yesterday. I was talking to somebody about this, and I know and just in our circles alone, I know 5 people that are classically trained actors that like actually have talent and skill at what they do. But the reason they don't get a lot of work is because they're not a part of the union. And if you walk in, if a person, non-union person walks on set of a movie and they go, hey, I want to be part of your movie, the union goes, no, you can't be part of this. You're not union. So there are people
a bit of coercive and
oh yeah,
there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I had a buddy
Yep.
who like joined, and he was like, dude, this is fucking stupid. Like, we just stand around all day and we get paid money. But like, the thing is, I can't go work on a movie that is offering me a starring role because they're not part of the union, or because the terms are too high. And then the opposite is like, yeah, if you leave the union, they go, yeah, well, you're not getting any fucking work. Good luck. Like, and their spread is so far, their like reach is so far that they can stop people from working with even independent studios because of distribution rights. They'll go, well, no, we won't distribute your movie if you don't have union people working on your film and stuff. So they have a stranglehold on it, and that's why Mark Ruffalo is saying that it's so fucking dishonest, because he knows what the rules are. He knows everything about that. But that's the thing. They know that the content creators, they know the independent studios and people like that are gonna take this ground now. They're gonna lose it, and they're gonna start making money, and they're gonna start taking pieces of that pie that Disney and all these bigger studios dropped. And now they got to figure out how to coerce those people into working with them and draw those people back into the fold so that they can restructure and do it differently.
Perceived legitimacy is all these people have, man. Like that's it. Like that's it. Once that shit is that like charade is broken up, we're gonna enter into a creative renaissance unlike anything we've ever fucking seen. You know what I mean? It's just gonna take people getting like broken out of their idea of what they feel like it's supposed to be, like the industry standard that some people like to claim that it is. So to Mike's point, I mean, that's like that with a lot of industries, man. It's more extortive. People aren't joining unions because they want some fucking representation or just protecting little old me and the little guys. It's like, no, it's like, technically it's illegal almost for you to not be part of it in some damn cases, or more so it's impossible to navigate. But that's what I'm saying. In entertainment, it's one of the industries, or these various different entertainment pockets. It's really different because a lot of these means are starting to be more decentralized, so people are able to create and not only do that, but see a lot of success outside of that. Outside of that bubble, you know what I mean? And that's important. That's important if this stuff is going to change, for sure. It's a necessary thing. It's such a necessary change that I believe that has to hit the entertainment aspect. But if everybody's going to keep begging for these mega corporations to change or to keep the status quo alive, well, you're just going to get much of the same shit like every time.
Yeah. 100%. I gotta say the chat is just out of control, and I love it. There's just like a war going on in the chat with Krista emojis and a certain member.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I see the Kick chat. You guys are crazy as hell. This is what throws me off, man. There's 132 people on Kick, but the Kick chat is off the chain. There's 490 people on Rumble, but the Rumble chat's kind of slow. I see some of you over there, and so there's people over there, but and then the YouTube chat's just insanity right now, and I love seeing the insanity in the chat. So yeah, Mr. Krista, that's what. So shout out to MCU fan for just getting everybody worked up. Good stuff. Holy crap. Ryan, how long do you have? I know you have something going on, so you're going to have to leave here soon. So
yeah, I got to bounce in a sec here.
Okay. Yeah. So is there any toxic things you want to say or any racist things you want to say while you're still here?
I'm really looking forward to the Marvels.
Pretty toxic.
Real quick, Link fan on Streamlabs for 50 says, I've heard that we can only afford $1.99 super chat. So here's a few in advance, and Jay's getting his blue balls in people's hands. You'll love to see it. That was funny as hell, and I was able to monetize that on CobraCast. So if you didn't, for those that didn't see, last night we were live playing Mario Kart. We had a great stream. About halfway through, Star Wars Theory was like in our chat. He's like texted me. He goes, "Everybody, there's a couple people calling you racist in our chat, and I'm defending you. You want to hop on here?" And I'm like, I can't really hop on. I'm in the middle of a stream, but it's like, fuck it, I'll jump over there real quick. It was a shit show. I jumped over there, and they were like, "What's 199?" The whole chat saying 199 now that you're here. Every fucking body in our chat. And I explained it, and he goes, "Oh, somebody has said that's all Geeks and Gamers fans because the Ford was $1.99 super chat." I'm like, well,
what a mistake!
What a mistake on that one. And then I informed them. I was like, "Yeah, you might want to look up where D-Day Cobra and G&G rank on super chats." And yeah, so shout out to Star Wars Theory. He's always had my back, always. Well, Drunk Cobra Theory is coming back, so it was pretty fun to hop on there for a few minutes with those guys. And what was funny is I saw a lot of people after I went on there for just a few minutes. They're like, Jeremy guy, he's not that bad, because it's like, there's this narrative out there. And again, I don't give a fuck if you like me or if you don't like me. If you can't do time to do simple research, and if you just think I'm a racist or a sexist, so fucking be it. It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, just so many people just listen to what they hear or what other people say. Losers that pretty much are just, most people that make hate videos on me are just mad as fuck because I never invited them to Geeks and Gamers.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. You know, they're really mad because they know that I used to really aggressively go after like a lot of different creators and bring them on and bring parts. And a lot of these fucking people weren't good. You just weren't good. And so in order to cope, they've decided to make hate channels about it. Well, go for it. That's fine. It still doesn't change the fact that you were never good enough to be part of Geeks and Gamers. You know, it's the reality of it. So you're streaming to like 13 fucking people telling everybody I'm a racist. Good job on that one. But anyway, Ryan.
Yeah, well,
gonna go.
Man, I wish I could stick around for more racism, but yeah, I got to bounce. No.
All right, Ryan.
Yep. Have a good night. I'm just doing the same thing I'm always doing on my channel, Sports Force. So I'll see you guys later.
Positivity with RK Outpost. Go check him out. So
yeah. Bye.
later.
He's like, yeah.
All right. So we have some super chats to read. Beardo, you want to jump on that?
Sure. Just real quick. Also,
big ones came in too.
Yeah. Over on Kick, Doug B199 dropped 5 gifted Geeks and Gamers subscriptions. Shout out to Doug B. Jeffrey for $10. Has anyone discussed a Twisted Metal trailer yet? I want this one to be good, but I have my worries.
I mean, I remember seeing like a little clip of it a while back, and you know, are we talking about like the? Wait, no, we talking about the game?
Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, it's the one. It's like an Apple or something, right? Apple stream. What? It's something like that. I thought it looked fucking terrible. Yeah. So
it looked a little weird.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be very good at all. And Twisted Metal is, I mean, I love Twisted Metal, man, especially the first one and Twisted Metal Black. I played the hell out of those games. And I wish that, I mean, I'm not really sure how to make a proper Twisted Metal series or movie or whatever they're making with it, but I don't think it looks good.
No offense, I feel like it's been done with Death Race. I mean, you got to add a story to it. It's not going to work.
Yeah,
it might work better as like a one-off movie than a TV show. I feel like a TV show is too much.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, I personally don't think that's going to be very good at all. It is interesting because there is good stuff out there. Shockingly enough, it's just that most of the bad stuff is coming from Disney, Lucasfilm, Marvel, Pixar, and DC. That's where all the bad stuff's coming from. You know, that's wild, but that's kind of where we are. So.
Hayden for 50 says unions were good at the time, then they were co-opted by the mafia. Every other union that could find a way to spring unpin an industry or spring up in maybe
coming, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not space there. To spring up in an industry started using the same mafia tactics. Now they're just criminals holding good workers hostage in favor of bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, absolutely.
Shout out to Hayden Wayne in the house. Shout out to Hayden. Good to see you here, buddy.
Did we do this one from Linko Kenobi for 20? What's up, guys? I was seeing a video title from Tyrone Magnus that Bob Iger wants to sell Disney. I don't think he believes it. Probably a rumor, but what do you guys think? It may not matter anymore. I really don't care.
Well, he don't want to sell Disney. He wants to sell like a third of the assets it is that they have. So we mentioned at the beginning of the show, like ABC and all that stuff. Or ABC, you know, not selling ESPN. I know they want to get like another investor, probably go 50-50 with on that asset, but they're not going to just straight up sell it. I think what you're going to remember, these are questions that I was asking when we were, you know, for a while now. I was like, how bad does it have to get before they start actually selling off assets? That's when it starts to get really interesting. I did a video actually today talking about the details on that. So I think that's something worth keeping up with because, you know, you can afford to take losses here and there, but taking them back to back, losing billions of dollars on streaming services, that's not a sustainable thing. So they're at some point going to start selling off assets. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the publication stuff, like with the Marvels and even Star Wars of the world, because they're not getting a return on that either. Oh. So it's going to be intriguing. Do they start licensing stuff out again and getting back in that market? We'll see.
Well, I mean, again, it just gets back to the thing. Like, you have all these properties, and if you just do them right, you wouldn't be in this fucking position.
True.
Like, how the fuck is this complicated?
Well, that's
you know what I mean? It's so fucking unbelievable. You have
absolutely
everything. Mm-hmm. We have talked about this. Ripa has said it 1,000 times. It's a fucking layup. It's a fucking wide open layup. You have already purchased the work of great people. They spent years and years and years with their creativity, with their work ethic, with everything, developing these characters, creating these characters, earning the fan base, respecting the fan base. And then you decided to take your billions and buy them up. Fair enough, whatever, buy it up. But then you have literally pissed all over the decades and decades and decades of what made these characters and these properties so popular. Yep. And now you're in a point where you're having to potentially have to sell off assets, and you've done this to yourself. Yep. It's so unbelievable. There's no planet it makes sense where Star Wars shouldn't be operating on a different level. You lost 50% of your fucking audience from The Force Awakens to The Rise of Skywalker. People are not going to the theme parks anymore. For as long as I have been an adult, Walt Disney World has been a place that was rock solid. People were there no matter what. People were there when it was raining. People were there when there was a fucking hurricane. People would get mad if it got shut down due to, terrible weather. It didn't matter if it was hot as hell during the summer. It didn't matter how many people were there. People were knocking the fucking gates down to get into that place, to the point where Disney kept being able to jack up prices like crazy. People do not understand how big Disney World has been for so long. And now we're seeing a decline in even Disney World. And that is the last line of defense right there.
Absolutely.
That's when you see the movies, when you see TV, okay, that's one part of it. When you see the park struggling, that's the last line of defense. They have done almost irreparable damage to this brand. I mean, it's so bad now. And so whatever the next steps are going to be, I don't know, but all these clickbait YouTubers, we're all fucking right. Disney is a disaster right now.
Yeah, well, it's going even to the people who have like extreme nostalgia for the brands. I just went to a local like Comic-Con recently here in my area, and I remember when I was younger, you'd go to like the flea markets, or you go to like the events, and you'd find like the Star Wars figures that had been like taken off the shelves, and the scalpers were selling them. And I remember there was a Princess Leia figure that was selling for like $200. I found that same figure at the Comic-Con event I was at this past weekend, and it was like for 25 or 26 or something like that. And I couldn't even believe it. And I asked the guy, I was like, man, back when I was collecting, this thing was worth so much more. And he's like, I can't sell them. Nobody's buying them. So,
Yep, exactly. It's just a simple demand, like the Dragonfly right now from Hasbro just doubled. It's like a $300 piece, G.I. Joe with Wild Bill. I think they extended it because it was so successful. I think the minimum was like, I think they needed 10,000 backers. They got 20,000 backers. Reva's lightsaber couldn't even get into production, because you're putting, and again, is it because nobody wants to buy Star Wars? No, nobody wants to buy shitty Star Wars. It's really not that complicated. It really isn't. Like, we've been playing Battlefront 2. I think Battlefront 2 is a great game. Even the newer version, it's a great game. It's fun. Now EA fucked it up with a lot of the optics with the game and their decisions. So the launch was terrible. But at its core, it's just Star Wars. And you play that and you're like, damn, I miss Star Wars, Star Wars at its core is a beautiful, wonderful thing. It's a wonderful galaxy, wonderful characters, all of that. Disney Star Wars? No. And we're seeing it. John Lasseter, once John Lasseter got fired from Pixar for giving hugs during the Me Too era, Pixar has gone to hell and back. Have they had a couple of good films here and there? Yeah. I mean, I think Coco was that a Pixar movie? Coco?
Yeah.
I really love that movie, but like that's an outlier. Like, most of their shit has identity politics and people aren't going to see it. Same with Marvel, the Marvel brand, like the most successful cinematic universe we've ever seen. And you piss that away in just a few years with your feminist propaganda right now. And it's mind-boggling that they end up in this position, but they deserve it. There's no one to blame but themselves. And so what the next steps are for Disney and Bob Iger and the decisions they make, I don't know. What makes it so weird is because you could, I still firmly believe that you could right now, you could do a hard stop on everything you're doing at Disney, fire every fucking body involved, and hire the right people, and within 3 years, you could have that company turned around based on the IPs that you own if you were to do it the right way. Do you agree with that, Ripa?
Well, yeah, I mean that's for sure. Obviously, they're not going to do that.
Exactly.
Which
So
is
that's
sad.
what's
Yeah,
questionable.
but
It's like, so why sell off shit when you could literally fix it? And I think that's because they've shoehorned themselves in. They've hired a bunch of fucking activists that they can't fire
turn
because
around.
they're going to have so many lawsuits. They'll have so many allegations. They'll have so many fake allegations. That's what would happen. So they can't. And this is why you never hire social justice propaganda activists. You never do it because they will lie. They will make shit up. They will literally hold you hostage if you don't do exactly what they do. So, yes, they will. They will.
Yeah, they can't do anything other than let's run it into the ground. But yeah, logically, yeah, I mean, they ideally could hire people that actually knew what it is that they were talking about, came out with public statements, said, hey, everything that we've done before here was retarded and we're never going to do it again. We're here to fix this shit. And actually create material for people that are your actual customers. Yeah, it's a layup. It's a no-brainer for them to do that. It's not a rocket science, but you know, again, that's also the benefit that you have as being a independent is the ability. I was talking about this with Gary on my channel, the ability to pivot. You know, they have to unfortunately go down. They have to go down with the ship, and they have to be committed. You know, we mentioned earlier maybe trying to cancel some of the things to try to get some money back and using a strike as an excuse to do that. But, you know, you look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe and they have nothing really lined up that anybody's fucking going to be interested in. It's going to get them like a big boost of money. Nothing. The Marvels isn't going to fucking do it. Agatha, obviously, Echo, none of that shit's going to do anything. Like they're in trouble. And because they committed money, they committed effort, they committed a timeline, they can't really just say, hey, we're going to scratch this. Whereas if you're like more of an independent, you can do what works and pivot on what doesn't. So it's a very inefficient system how Hollywood generally works, or how mega corporate entities work in general. And it's everything's just working against them. It's a system that they set up, and it doesn't really allow them to make it better. So, you know, they're fucked.
Going back to what Jeremy was saying about Star Wars and, you know, good Star Wars and shit Star Wars and people, you know, putting their money where their mouth is and putting their money where they want to support, you know, just take a look at Mandalorian. Mandalorian was the most successful thing that Disney has done in their tenure of having Star Wars, and they ran it into the ground. But then you look at the video games on the same side, the Star Wars Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order games, those games are great. People love them. But then with video games, the Star Wars Outlaws that's coming out, people see the writing on the wall and say, oh, this is just a gender swapped Han Solo. We don't fucking want this shit. It's bullshit. But people love the Jedi games. So
that's so funny, that Outlaws clip. That's one of the clips that goes around about me with the Star Wars fans. You're like, see, he's racist, because in the beginning I'm like, I see a woman of color as the lead. I'm out. And they clip that and they're like, see. I'm like, you fucking weirdos, man. You deserve the pronouns in your bio if you just, you know, don't understand the point that I'm trying to make there, which is Disney had decided to say that if you disagree with a female-led representation, then you're done. So it's literally me leaning into the bullshit that they say, plus the fact that they make this about that. Like, it's no game, no movie, no anything should be about the identity of the person. And that's what they have decided all of their shit is about. It's about the identity of the person, not the story that we're telling, not the world that it takes place in, not the universe that surrounds it. It's about the identity of the person. That's what defines this. And we're sick of that. We're tired of that shit, man. We're sick and tired of it. And so fuck them.
And then all they ever do is put like the worst example forward for anybody. So anytime they create in their eyes a strong female character, she basically just behaves like the worst asshole of a dude you can imagine. But she gets credit for it. Yeah, it's just a dude. Yeah. They just write a dude and they have a woman play the part, and it's always like, well, we're going to say all these things that are toxic masculinity, and when it's a man, we're going to have this woman do it, and it's going to be awesome. And you're going to accept it, even though it's totally uncharacteristic of how this character should be.
Well, it's because that's where they think value lies. That's how they look at all of that stuff. It's like when you make King Valkyrie and Thor, it's because they think kings are better than queens. They have no value in and of themselves. They look at what they don't have, what they can't have access to, because of legitimate like things like biology, and they go, well, that bothers me, so I want what they have. That seems like the more important thing. you know, a lot of the reason they don't pivot too is because they're so ideologically bankrupt that they can't look outside of anything but what they see as the right course. It's like a religion to them. And I mean, if you really like push people on it, that's why they get so worked up and upset about this stuff, is because they really are like, I'm doing the world a favor. Like, I really believe Kathleen Kennedy thinks she's doing the right thing, regardless of whether the money is there or not, because she has to believe that I'm making the world better for all these young little girls. And whenever you see these actresses and stuff, which I know they don't believe it, but a lot of these actresses and stuff, but they go, I want little girls to believe they can be princesses and they can be,
because they won't
all
work.
these people. I'm like, but the thing is, when little girls go, hey, I want to be a princess, they go, you can't be a princess. Go work. You got to get a job and work in corporate, and you got to go be an engineer or something like that, because that's what boys do, and we need more women doing those kind of things. So it's all, they're just completely trapped by their own thoughts, and it's kind of embarrassing, but they can't. That's why part of the reason they can't let go of it is because it's ingrained in their DNA to believe that this is the only recourse for them or for the world.
We need more women in the roofing industry. We need more women roofers.
Yeah.
Get your ass up there on that fucking roof.
I'm clinging on to the hope that in 10 years' time, Ripa makes Isom a white guy with a beard. Because I want to feel represented.
He just recasts him, and then everybody's like, what just happened? And he's like,
this is Isom. What are you talking about, you bigot?
Yeah.
That'll be his doppelganger. That'll be like his bizarre. It's gonna be Mosey, Isom backwards. It's gonna be Beardo. That'll be the character. The anti-Isom.
I'll voice him too.
JM the Elite Fan for 5 on the Rumble Rant says, I started getting recommended old Geeks and Gamers clips videos the other day. So week 1 of a trip down memory lane, Krista versus an ironing board, and Jeremy showing he's a great housewife. Oh yeah, I remember that. So Krista had no idea how to, was it close or open you opened it, you couldn't close it, right?
I couldn't open it.
You couldn't open it or close it.
Both.
So I think I opened it, and then because I was in my hotel room watching your stream, and you're like, I was like,
oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right, to close it.
So,
yes,
yeah, you opened it, and I had to come in there and show you how to close it. There's just a little lever on the bottom, and you were like doing flips and somersaults and handstands and everything, just trying to figure out how to close it. And I just walk in there, and I'm like, there's just a little lever, Krista. That's all it is. So,
I'm so glad that's a thing still. Yeah.
By the way, we have. So for the third time, and I think this is the final time, okay? I think this is the final time. I have renamed another. So what used to be Geeks and Gamers Live became Geeks and Gamers Daily. Now it's Geeks and Gamers Clips with the green logo with clips on it. So that's the channel that Steph edits all of our stuff. In fact, Steph, you can start doing this main event and everything too if you want. I don't know if you do a main event, but I
usually do main event on weekends, but last week I lost all of my notes because the power went out.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, that is the Clips channel that's going to have all of the highlighted videos and things like that. So if you're just wondering if you see a new Geeks and Gamers channel in your feed, you are already subscribed probably. But if you have not, please go subscribe to Geeks and Gamers Clips now, the new Clips channel, and good stuff. So, all right, we got Metal Slave says 50. Hail all. Hail all. There we go. Thank you. Appreciate that. And Arthur Brown, I got your Streamlabs. Did we look at it? What was that, Rolo?
It was a video.
Oh, can we play it?
I mean,
it's $34.08. Just found footage of chat when they see a woman. Can you share it?
It's pretty funny. I mean, let me see if I can share it here.
Over on Kick, Cerberus dropped a gifted sub, and then Neanderthal dropped 10 gifted subs.
Nice. Look at there.
Let's go.
Man, the question is, guys, are we gonna play Fortnite tonight? Are we going to play Fortnite? Here we go. Really all right, so hang on. Before you play it, Arthur Brown for $34.08 just found footage of chat when they see a woman.
That's everything. That's... Oh, gosh, that's My Hero Academia, music, too.
It's so quiet, though. That's pretty great, though.
I got really just.
What the Oh my god.
I like Tom
There you
Berry
go.
Monster right here. We find titties. That was good. Shout out Arthur Brown. Shout out. Arthur Brown dropped a $199 Streamlabs last night.
And we need
over
that.
on Overcast. So
we need Tom to drop his boob rating now of
Yeah.
every movie after last week.
Bro, Tom went savage, man. He was
He
like,
did.
Mission Impossible is pretty good, but you know.
Haley Atwell, he's like, I don't know why everyone was saying it was a big deal.
Yeah, that's right. He goes, I just wish they would have shown more of Haley Atwell's tits. It's like, what? Tom?
Tom?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Tom.
I was like, he gave it like a 2 out of 10 in the boob rating. I was like, what's going on here, man?
Oh man, it was funny. We're like, good.
Love you, Tom.
Really? Really? We do
Really?
love Tom. Tom's awesome. So good stuff. All right, let's read some more.
Yep. Mike Hill for 20. Marvel going for diversity with the new leaders of the Avengers with fake Captain America, Shuri, and Shang-Chi.
Man, Marvel's
Yes.
heading down a bad. Again, it's not even like I feel like every time there's nothing Disney's doing that's heading in a positive direction right now.
No.
Like one thing I appreciated about Disney, and it's this is back in the day, and it's one thing like I'm continuing to try to do with Geeks and Gamers. And I think we're doing that in some aspects, but I always appreciated that they had these different companies like Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and they all felt independent of each other. You know what I mean? Now they all feel the same. They're all failing and for the same reasons. But you know, like much like Park Hoppin' is, while it's part of the Geeks and Gamers, you know, overall brand, it really isn't the same thing as like there's a whole like Krista has taken Park Hoppin' in a whole different direction, I think, for the better in terms of like her approach to it. We will still criticize, we'll still call things out, we'll still be as honest as possible about how we feel about things, but she has put a different kind of vibe out there for what she's doing. The Sports Wars is just Geeks and Gamers with sports. Ryan's bitching about black people and women, but but the point being is like we do want to get more into like the sports side of things as that evolves. And Geeks and Gamers Life has a whole different vibe than the main channel. So I'm continuing to try to expand Geeks and Gamers to have completely separate entities while all being part of this bigger thing. And that's how Disney used to be. But now, yeah, I mean, whether it's Marvel, Lucasfilm, Pixar, the theme parks, ESPN, it's all woke and it's all trash.
Yep.
It's really
my
bad.
My favorite summation of the status of Disney was on FNT when Odin's shelf fell.
Bro, that's one of the I'm glad you brought that up.
I was watching that live when it happened, and I thought it was a soundbite.
I did too.
That's awesome.
Because the timing was so perfect.
I retweeted that and I said, I'll never top this moment. Literally, I will never top this moment. Right here it is. So this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I didn't even fully comprehend it at the time when it happened, but the timing was incredible.
Yeah.
Here we go right here.
It couldn't have been better. What?
That's a good point. Like Tetris is a movie that did interesting.
Scroll down a little bit.
You're not going to pay for a whole streaming service just to watch
Right.
one film.
Yep. And then everybody
there.
hates the whole, sign up for 2 weeks and
Right there.
you can
Stop.
get free. But like that's obviously a trap that so many people fall into because so many people get busy, they forget to, cancel it, and then they get pissed and they're like, then they just cancel it altogether. There's way too many moving parts right now, too many greedy fuckers, and it's collapsing the entire industry.
That
was
oh my God.
Perfect.
That's amazing.
Oh my god, I'm not doing the entire industry. Oh my
It's
god.
all collapsing.
And it's collapsing the entire industry.
He's like,
So
wow.
fucking
That was so
perfect.
good.
Oh my god.
You're so
Wow.
good.
The entire
Perfect, man.
It's a free fall. It's in free fall.
That was wild,
That's
man.
amazing.
So
You couldn't have scripted it better.
It really, I was like, I'm serious. I'm done. Like, I can never top the moment of the timing of that collapsing the entire industry. Like, what? Insane. Because when it happened, I thought it was like, did Gary hit the wrong button again? You know, because like I heard the big crash and I'm like, did Gary hit, or maybe he hit the right button? Maybe the time. No, it was his Blu-ray rack just collapsed, representing the collapsing of the entire industry. It was wild, man. So good stuff. Good stuff.
You know, it's kind of what happened with Disney is, think about when they started stagnating and they couldn't compete. That's when they started buying everyone up. You know, they bought Pixar first because their animated movies could no longer compete against what Pixar was putting out. And then they eventually bought, you know, Marvel and Star Wars and other franchises and the big Fox deal. So the problem is they stagnated. So they're like, we have to buy our competitors because it's the only way we can survive. We can't compete against them anymore. So we have to buy them. But once we buy them, our tentacles over the years are slowly going to embed themselves further and further into them. And our stagnation is going to poison them. And that's what they did. They sucked the life out of all the franchises they bought with the poison that they were experiencing themselves.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because if you watch the beginning of the MCU and how they were structuring that, and we've talked about this a little bit before, but like when Iron Man came out, they were fast tracking Iron Man 2. They were like, we got to get another one of these movies out as soon as possible. And yeah, there was a lot of the setup, trying to set up for the Avengers and stuff, but the goal was to get the characters that were doing well in front of the audience as much as possible because they were selling. And now you have a movie like, you know, Captain Marvel makes $1 billion and does so well, and her movie's just like, it's still like they keep delaying it and stuff. Obviously, if you were that confident in these characters, you get them on screen now. I mean, we've had 3 Spider-Man movies and 1 Captain Marvel movie. Shang-Chi, they're like, yeah, we'll eventually get to it. The director's like, I don't know when we're going to do it, but we'll do it. But remember, they were like praising it and talking about how amazing it was.
Because nobody gave a fuck when it came out.
They know. They know. They have the real numbers. They know what all this is looking like. And that's the other thing, too. They have other things that they're looking at, like merchandising and how is it selling? How does merch sell? What's the buzz online about this? What are people saying about this in other spots? But they know that they're not generating the hype that they were when the MCU was at its height. And even before that, when it was still just burgeoning, it was so popular. People were freaking out. I remember the reaction just hearing the Avengers might be on screen for the first time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's obvious that they don't really believe in what they're selling, even as much as they say that they do, because they're just trying to gaslight everybody because they're like, oh yeah, these are super popular, hoping that people will go, well, they said it's popular, so I have to go see it now. You know, trying to eke out like a few more dollars, but it's obvious that that's not working anymore.
Well, it was a real beautiful thing, and they got really lucky in the beginning of the MCU because they didn't have their heavy hitters. They had like semi A-list superheroes, mostly B-list superheroes, and they struck while the iron was hot, and they made some great movies, and then they mainstreamed those superheroes. Now what they're doing is they're taking C-list and D-list superheroes that nobody gives a fuck about. Not only that, they're taking these characters, and they're not even trying to make good stories. They're making woke fucking garbage with these characters that nobody cares about. Some of them, like Ironheart and Lady Thor, have only existed for like what 6-7 years. They're brand fucking new, and they're putting them on the big screen in the shittiest way possible.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yep.
Ironheart
100%.
literally gets called the scientist for like 90% of Wakanda Forever. 90% of it they refer to her as the scientist.
Right.
They don't even use her real name, like because she was a plot device. They just like threw her in there. And it was obvious that they don't really have any confidence in it because that character was so popular. You'd want that marketing out there. You'd want people to be seeing Ironheart on the screen. Oh, there it is for the first time. You know, Iron Man had his new suit in every single movie he was in. They couldn't wait to show you that shit. Now they're like, yeah, well, you know, Ironheart will be around again eventually. I'm sure. You know, she'll show up.
I'm sure she'll get her own Disney Plus show. That'll do that. It's gonna have $300 million budget and do fantastic. I'm sure.
Yep.
Dodge this 308. And I saw you over in the Rumble Rants saying Jeremy's not reading Rumble Rants. It's a $10 Rumble Rant. It says, I love everyone here on this stream, but Disparu's recent upload was one of the best SmackDowns of Hollywood I've seen. Well, Disparu is awesome, and I have not seen his most recent video, but Disparu does a fantastic job. And I am looking forward to seeing it. So,
he's an animal.
shout out.
Yeah. That good Clear Sight. You happy now, Clear Sight? I love you guys over on Rumble. So, real quick, we got to talk about Sound of Freedom. Sound of Freedom.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw this. Now,
I've heard some interesting stuff today. People were telling me something about Tim Pool said something about Sound of Freedom today. What's going on with
that? So, if somebody can look that up, find out. I haven't
so
heard
He
it
dropped
was
like 50 grand on
it was
Friday or whatever.
Oh, well, yeah.
Not that. So I had somebody. It was either this morning on the Daily Show or something. That the reason why so many YouTube channels are getting struck down right now and getting demonetized is from talking about the Sound of Freedom and exposing some of the stuff from the mainstream media, like totally just trying to disprove this movie and calling it propaganda. The people that are speaking out against that is why people are losing their monetization on their YouTube channel. I guess Tim Pool talked about that today. That's why.
I mean, it would
Jokes
surprise
on them. I
me.
never monetized my show. I talked about it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why. I mean, that's an important time to let people know there's different platforms out there. We're live on Rumble right now with 500 people. We're live on Kick right now with 150 people, and Kick is just announced they're going to be doing their mega chats soon. 95.5 cut. So for creators, so there's definitely more platforms out there to support us on. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look into that for sure, because there's a lot of channels getting hit right now. A lot. Freedom Tunes is locked out of his account right now. I retweeted it. Freedom Tunes is like locked out of his account.
Shout out Seamus.
So, yeah, it's crazy, man. So he's got 877,000 subs and he's locked out of his account right now. And imagine that. Like, again, I'm a no fucking body, okay? But like, I'm pretty proud of what we've created here at Geeks and Gamers and what we have here on YouTube. The Rumble CEO was in our chat last night. The Kick CEO has been in our chat. They put us on the front page of those platforms. We have significantly smaller followings on those platforms as we do YouTube. I've never talked to a human at YouTube, not without enormous effort, I should say. I have talked to a human at YouTube a few times, but it takes enormous effort. Like, you have no idea how much effort it takes. It takes a lot. And I get it. YouTube's a massive platform. I don't expect it to be perfect, and I'm not even talking about me at this point in time, but like, Freedom Tunes has 877,000 fucking followers right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. You would think they would have a line, especially with him being connected to Tim. Tim Pool has one of the biggest YouTube channels on the platform, and clearly Tim doesn't have a direct connection to him. You know what I mean? And it's just wild, man. The platform is frustrating sometimes, and it's aggravating. So,
and the worst part with him, if I understand it correctly, it's not even like somebody reported him and he got falsely flagged or something. He was trying to protect his own brand, his own channel, right? And they turned around and shut his channel down for making a copyright claim for himself. That is so wild.
Yes, absolutely. And it's so frustrating.
Yeah. And this was when Mama Susan was still kind of in control. But I remember, when they finally were like, hey, YouTube's kind of been reaching out and talking to some people. I remember Moise said that, at one point it seemed like things were turning around a little bit and stuff. But then they started reaching out to people, and you're like, not even reaching out to people that are relevant anymore. They started reaching out to like Ethan Klein and talking to him about stuff, and he started giving his feedback on what he thought about stuff on YouTube and stuff. And you look at this platform now, and it's obvious that they're the people that they were interested in talking to when Mom and Susan was around are not people that are interested in this platform growing for all creators. It's just about once again maintaining those echo chambers and keeping the people that they don't want out of the light, and keeping the people that they do want and all their friends and buddies like in the light. And it's kind of pathetic, but it was one of those things, like when it felt like things were changing, they went to the worst people possible to see that change, barring Charlie, which he's pretty neutral for the most part. But even with that, it's like, the fact that they're so hard to talk to is kind of ridiculous.
Look at this right here. Look at this in the chat. Look at that shit. Look at that. Trump is getting elected for the third time comment. Like, look at that 199. That is awesome. I couldn't highlight it, because if I highlighted it, this is what it looks like on the highlight. Yeah. So it's like, but like, look at that shit. That's badass right there, man. Hell yeah.
That's cool.
Shout out to you. And I like your
everybody in the chat. Go copy that and paste it in the chat.
Yes, that is great.
Let's get that spammed in the chat.
That is fantastic right there. So hell yeah. Okay, so Sound of Freedom. So Sound of Freedom had a really, really good weekend, or a really good week last week. And its second weekend, it's like up to like 85 million. I haven't seen it in the last few days, but I just checked. This is crazy to me because this actually is interesting. All right. Look at the Monday numbers. Mission Impossible at 5.3, Sound of Freedom at 4.5. Wow. Sound of Freedom is within less than $1 million of Mission Impossible on its first Monday. That is a very bad Monday for Mission Impossible. I'm sorry. It just is. That's a bad Monday. And Sound of Freedom is crushing it. I cannot believe
they're at 90.7 million now.
Jeez,
they're gonna break 100 million. That's awesome.
I can't believe how bad of a and it doesn't make sense because Mission Impossible 7 is fantastic. It's phenomenal. And so wow.
Well, look at that. If you look at the box office history this weekend, the 2 days this weekend did better than every other day since this movie's been out since July 4th. So it just gains momentum every week. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to think about this. I do think Sound of Freedom has taken a lot of the attention away from Mission Impossible, from the crowd of people that were motivated by Top Gun Maverick, that patriotic crowd. I think that Sound of Freedom has definitely taken some of its thunder, no doubt about that. And I think between Oppenheimer and Barbie, that's going to really hurt Mission Impossible. So it's pretty confusing considering the success of Top Gun Maverick and how well received Tom Cruise has been. But yeah, Mission Impossible, I think overseas is still going to do extremely well. But this movie could lose money. Which is something I did not foresee happening at all. But the bigger story to me is Sound of Freedom continuing to crush it. The fact that it's less than $1 million away. And again, this is what I've been talking about. This is why I made the tweet I made just a couple of weeks ago, talking about the game has changed. And I know, like, Ripa's talked about this many times, and people would call him. And this is maybe a couple of years ago before he really did the Ripaverse stuff and really got that started. And but Ripa would be like, yeah, we can completely replace these companies and these IPs. Yeah. We can. And people are like, you're fucking crazy, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I know it sounds crazy, but look at what's happened since 2016. Look at what's happened with the media landscape. We have all replaced the media. And there ain't one, like, I guess you could point to like one person, like a Tim Pool. Like, Tim Pool has become the man. You know what I mean? In terms of, you can love Tim, you can hate Tim. Obviously, you guys know I have my own criticisms. But what I do not disrespect is the platform that man has built and the show he has built and the following. You know what I mean? It's incredible. It's absolutely insane what he has done. And he is more important than mainstream media at this point in time. He just is. And he's not the biggest guy. I mean, Joe Rogan's probably the biggest guy right now, but independent content creation, independent media has completely changed the game. So like us, this right here, like if you would have told me, let's think, so 20, I guess if you go back 7, 8, 9 years, whatever, back when I was really hardcore into watching like a lot of this stuff on YouTube, if you would have told me that I could replace the people I was watching at the time, the colliders and all of that, I would have been like, there's literally no way that's possible. You know what I mean? It's not possible. Not only is it possible, it fucking happened. You know what I mean? And that's crazy to me. Now again, they had multi-million-dollar studios. They had big backing. I don't have all that shit. I'm just me with my wonderful chat. And you guys have made this possible. You know what I mean? So, but in terms of just sheer like following and numbers, we're bigger than Collider was. You know what I mean? That's fucking wild to me. But it can happen. Sound of Freedom right now is performing on the level of Mission Impossible 7 on a $14 million budget. Word of mouth is becoming the most important advertising tool out there. And so I know this has to make you feel good, Ripa, with seeing so much success out there.
It's just like the more examples that you see, the more adopted people get to just the idea that it's a doable thing. I mean, people just think that this is way further out of reach. I mean, I just remember even a year ago looking at the launch of the Ripaverse and how many people just acted like this just wasn't a thing. Like, hey, you're not going to be able to compete with these guys. And it's going to take all this time. And I'm like, everything's been accelerated, man. Word of mouth is huge. Connectivity with internet has completely changed the game. So people are able to to do things that they otherwise could not done in the past. This is why it's such a great time to create. So the more times this stuff happens, the reality starts to set in for people, and we're just going to keep going up from there. There'll be another success that'll be better than the Rippaverse. Maybe the Rippaverse itself will have a better success than what like an ISOM had, and there'll be a better Sound of Freedom or another one that does as good or better. This is going to be momentous because more people are seeing that it's a doable thing, and you do not have to go through what people deem as the proper channels to do great things and to see just an insane amount of success. And honestly, you look at the budgets and you look at the returns, like movies like this are going to be the ones that are going to be the most profitable anyway. It's not going to be these massive crazy budgets. It's going to be the ones like Sound of Freedom turn 14 million and 100 million. That's just the fact of the matter.
Well, look at this. I got to show you guys something that I just looked up. Insanity, dude. This is the dailies and this is the average. Look at Sound of Freedom. Less theaters, higher per theater average. Holy shit! Over Mission Impossible.
Angel fucking Studios, bro.
And the only film that's showing a positive is, of course, Sound of Freedom. Holy shit! So 3,200 to 4,300, and they have a higher per theater average than Mission Impossible. Holy shit!
It'll probably smash 100 mil. Easy.
It's going. It's going to. It's going to this weekend. So,
has Sound of Freedom been out a week longer than Mission Impossible? Is it its second week compared to its first?
Yes. 14 days, as it says. 14 days. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah. Damn. That's wild, man.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is unheard of. That's not supposed
to really, this is not supposed to happen. And this is why I'm telling you that the most powerful marketing tool is word of mouth right now.
Yep.
And Sound of Freedom is making a difference. So
one of the best things that could happen is something like this, because once again, these people, a lot of these industries are very reactive. And so they're going to freak out. They're going to try to figure out, how can we capitalize on this? How can we make things like this happen? But because they're already so creatively and morally bankrupt, they're just going to keep shooting themselves in the foot and trying to pivot with this giant ass, studio that can't. They don't have the capability. Like Ripa said, they can't change quickly. So they're just going to try to figure out how to copy or duplicate this. And they're going to keep shooting themselves in the foot, make it obvious. Once again, what happened with Harrison Ford standing in front of the audience being like, hey, everybody, I'm so happy you guys watched my fucking movie and stuff. But it's obvious that these studios are like, oh, fuck, Tom Cruise is like making people love him because he's going out and talking to people. They don't even understand why it worked. They don't fucking get it. And so they're not going to understand. And what they're going to do is they're going to try to grab. And this is why I said this a while ago when this strike first happened. They're going to come to smaller studios. They're going to come to content creators that are interested in making movies, interested in making content and trying new things. And they're going to offer you a way more money than you ever expected to be offered for this stuff. And you have to say no, because they're going to offer it to you, and they're going to put you right into their system. They're going to make you follow their rules and do things the way they do them. And it's not going to work. That's all they know how to do, is throw money at a problem and hope that it fixes it. And instead, these people are going to they're going to go, no, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to make way more money, have way more creative control, and be way fucking happier. Because the thing is, I'd rather have $5 billion in creative control of something than $10 million and have a studio tell me what I fucking can and can't do, and tell me how much money I have to spend on catering for a fucking actor, and for them to tell me, well, you can't buy those type of donuts because that actor doesn't like those. Because that's what they do. So that's the thing too, is this is the way to capitalize, and it's not going to be one or two people, taking up everything. It's going to be 5 or 6 different creators like leading the charge in this stuff. Rippa kicked the fucking doors down, and now we get to run through there. Somebody's got to do it, and now somebody's done it. It's like, fucking go. I constantly get people asking, maybe I should get working on this. I'm like, you should have been fucking working on it. When that door kicked open, me and Josiah literally looked at each other. I'm like, God damn it, man, we gotta hurry the fuck up on this shit, because you gotta capitalize, because the studios are going to try to sabotage this shit. They don't want to lose money. They don't want to lose power. They don't want to lose influence.
Oh yeah, this is why they send all the ugly, and that's just the reality, man. You're gonna see a lot of ugly people, because they need to protect their cash cow, and the status quo being upended means less money for them. So when you see like the ugly shit that gets said about myself, hell, Epic Verse is still just getting started. People are already saying fucked up shit about them. You see that I get scrutinized for fucking trucks being a different color and stairs and things that nobody fucking focuses on a comic. Like I get scrutinized more than fucking any, because that's what they have to do. They have to try to delegitimize you, because they understand if this catches on, they're fucking done. The status quo is over with. So you gotta take those lumps, but it's gonna for sure be worth it.
Yeah, a relevant example from my world, the tabletop world. Wizards of the Coast has had something they call the open gaming license for the longest time, where like third-party creators, small creators could use the D&D or Dungeons and Dragons rule sets to make their own games. And once they started realizing that these people were better at it than them and making a lot of money, they tried to go back and change it. They wanted to do a revision of that license and say, oh, hey, now if you get above this threshold of income, we get to take a cut of that. And it was such a backlash from the community that they had to walk it back. But you can tell like they're scared because they could see we're doing it better. And it bothers them.
100%. And even to that point, one of the biggest settings in Dungeons and Dragons was created by a bunch of fans. One of the most popular settings in Dungeons and Dragons, where a bunch of guys sitting around going, let's take the open gaming license, see what we can do with it. And Dungeons and Dragons like, oh my God, that's like way better than anything we fucking have. Give them like a couple million and have them work for us. But now they work for them. And guess what? Now they have to adhere to all the new rules. They have to check all the fucking boxes. They do all the shit. I'm telling you guys, they're gonna, like, people don't get it. They're gonna offer you a lot of fucking money. Like, I'll use an example, but Dave Chappelle said it. They offered him $50 million fucking dollars. He was like, "No, I'm walking. I don't want to do this no more." But like, they looked at him like he was crazy. Like, nobody walks away from this money. You gotta do it, because that's the only way you're gonna show these guys that they've lost, because they're gonna show that money has a lot of fucking hooks in it. And once you get that money in your pocket, you can't just easily go back on that stuff. Same with them unions. A lot of times they can't leave unions because they got to pay union dues and all these fucking fees and stuff. They'd be completely broke if they try to leave them. Even some of the bigger name actors would be fucking broke trying to get through all the fees and the legal advice, all the legal tape and everything that they got to get through just to leave a fucking union and go back to being independent again. They just can't. So that's how this works, man. So you gotta, like Larippa said, take them lumps and keep moving forward. It's the only way we beat them.
Very well said. Very well said. So Sound of Freedom, it's impressive. We're going to continue to follow it. Obviously, there's a lot. I don't think Barbie's any competition for it, but I do think Oppenheimer will be. I don't even know if Oppenheimer will be considered competition for it. I don't think there's any competition for Sound of Freedom. I think Sound of Freedom is going to be taking away from anything other stuff that's happening. So Mission Impossible, that is a strange one for me, but I do think the movie could have legs. We'll have to see. Because once Oppenheimer and Barbie release, I think Oppenheimer is going to have a huge word of mouth for sure. Barbie, again, if we're to believe some of the reviews that we're hearing, feminist propaganda. Don't know. That could be a flop.
Well, it's right. Yeah, I said to my wife when we watched Jeremy's review, it's crazy to me because Jeremy Jans, I mean, regardless of how anybody feels about him, he tries pretty hard to stay away from Johns.
It's Jeremy Johns.
Come on, Mike.
I'll pronounce it. Listen,
Mike.
Is he fucking here right now? He ain't gonna say nothing. What is he gonna fucking say to me? Nothing. That's what I thought. Because he typically tries to stay out of this stuff. He tries to not talk about whatever the controversies are about movies. He tries really hard to be objective and avoid all that stuff. Even it's so fucking bad right now in the Hollywood and in this industry that even he had to stop and go, all right, I know I have to address this. Is it what you think it is? Yep, it really fucking is. Like he can't even go, I can be objective. He even said, he goes, I could use all the terms that everybody else uses. Oh, this movie's not made for me. Well, this movie's marketed to a different audience. He's like, nope, it's a feminist propaganda, smash the patriarchy movie. That's exactly what it fucking is. And he said in his review, he said the guy sitting next to him when they got done watching it, turned around and looked at him and went, good luck fucking reviewing that.
He did, yeah.
Is this how you said his name?
Yeah, Jeremy Jams. Jeremy Jams.
Oh man. Good
man,
stuff.
that's
So
crazy.
yeah, we will see. We will see what happens. It'll be interesting. So
I feel like with Mission Impossible, because I want to watch it, but I'm not dying to watch it, and I think that might be how a lot of people feel, because the Mission Impossible movies have been good and they might have gotten better, but it wasn't Top Gun Maverick, which I was waiting 30 years to see. Now, maybe there is a point where it's like Mission Impossible. Yeah, I mean, I can watch it, or I can not watch it. It's not going to like kill me. And maybe that's because I think the strength and the detriment of it is that each movie is kind of standalone. So, I mean, this one's going to be a two-parter, isn't it? Supposed to be this one?
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
maybe they got maybe they got the message. They got the message, and they're like, we need to give a little bit more.
Never
of a
like the part one bullshit to movies.
Yeah.
It's like it's a bad marketing tool, in my opinion, to advertise something as a part one, because it's
This
like,
one's
well, you're
done well,
already
Like-
so no. This
like
movie's fantastic. I'm just
Spider-Verse?
saying, calling it
Spider-Verse?
that though,
Yes.
like yes, just calling it just call it Mission Impossible either 7 or Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Don't call it Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Like I never liked it when you're actively saying, hey, this is not a film that's going to be complete or whatever, even though I do feel like this movie gave you everything you would want out of it.
Right.
But yeah. What does this even mean, Viper Chief? Like, what is it? What are you talking about? What is he ever talking about in the chat?
LOL.
It's not my favorite combination.
Yeah, LOL.
Well, again, Dune Part 1 is another classic example. Dune did not blow up at the box office. Like, it's not like it was this massive success. In fact, I think it barely made money, barely. And I thought Dune's one of the best films I've seen in forever, but it didn't do like massive box office numbers. So I think stating something as a part one, and again, yeah, you could go back to something like the most prominent film I can remember that was a part one that was advertised as part one was like Deathly Hallows, but that was something everyone understood. You know what I mean? Like Harry Potter was operating on another level. So
yeah, well, because it wasn't like, oh, that's a surprise. It was like, hey, like this has been 8 films of in like years and years and years of your life. There was a ton of hype behind it. Yeah,
and then remember,
and also the book also came out like before the movie did, like just a little bit before the movie did. So people were already reading the book. Yeah. So,
but for Infinity War, remember Marvel was kind of marketing Infinity War as part 1, and then it was going to be Infinity War part 2, and then quickly they kind of backtracked on that. They're like, oh no, never mind, we're not doing a part 1 and part 2. We're going to do Infinity War and then another Avengers movie. When really, if you look at the two side by side, that's sure as shit a part 1 and a part 2. But the marketing for it, the name, that they got that.
Yeah. So we got 20 from Hayden Wayne, 20 gifted subs or memberships from Hayden Wayne. Jonathan Chesser for 5 gifted subs over on YouTube as well. This person's really unhappy. This podcast blows with the real BBC on today. Yes, go over, subscribe to Hill versus Babyface. Much better channel. He does not talk about the things we talk about here. He talks about positive stuff. Never talks about SJWs, identity politics, all of that. A much better, respectable channel. Hill versus Babyface. Definitely go over there.
My thing is, if you're such a fan of that, why didn't you know that it was?
Yeah, why the fuck? How the fuck do you come to this fucking trash ass show and ask if your favorite show happened today?
What are you doing?
What the fuck? Would you fucking know that? The fuck? How did you end up here?
What are you doing?
He's just upset about the lack of trans boobs affection that we have here on this channel.
Well, I know what we're doing, and what we're doing is we're currently on the main page on Kick, third recommended for just chatting right now on the front page.
There we go.
There you go.
On Kick, baby. Let's go.
That's what's up.
Shout out Eddie.
What are you doing? Went full Christian Bale right there.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever heard the Christian Bale Bill O'Reilly mashup?
I haven't heard the mashup. Oh god,
not the mashup.
Bill O'Reilly versus Bale is the greatest clip in the history of the internet. Okay. Oh my god. So it's Bill O'Reilly's Inside Edition freak out. And so, God, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard. And like, I love it so much. Here we go right here. God, this is great.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today.
What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
I want you off the fucking set, you prick.
Okay, but now I can't read it. There's no words on it.
What don't you fucking understand?
There's no words there. Play us out. What does that mean? To play us out?
Fuck's sake, man, you're amateur. What don't you get about it? Are you professional or not?
I don't know what that means. To play us out. What does that mean?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
To end the show?
No.
All right, go.
You're unbelievable, man. You're unfucking believable.
That's tomorrow, and that is.
Give me a fucking answer.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Let's go again.
We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
Oh, good for you.
Fucking thing.
Fucking kick your fucking ass. You don't shut up for a second, all right?
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Stay off the fucking set, man. Seriously, man, you and me, we're fucking done.
That's
That
pretty
was
great.
good.
It was so easy. I laugh anyway at O'Reilly because it was so damn easy and he gets so pissed off.
Oh, I love the internet. I love the internet. Oh, so good, man. God, I swear, man, if I ever meet Christian Bale and he doesn't cuss me out and say we're done professionally, I will be disappointed. If he like walks to me, he's like, "Hi, how are you?" You know, like, what the fuck? No, you can't be nice to me. I need aggression. I need to be cussed out by Christian Bale. Anyway, let's get some soups.
That reminds me of Joe. Like, you remember the first time that like we met at City Walk and you asked us to join the team. Joe was like, "Jeremy, can you say fuck you, Rolo?"
Yeah. I remember when I destroyed Joe's image of me when we rented the Airbnb years ago, like in Orlando, or last year or 2 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm in the kitchen and you guys walk in and stand and I just let the biggest burp out. I'm like, "Bah!" And she walks in, she goes, "Okay." And I was like, this woman used to respect me. Now she doesn't. Oh, man. Dude's going to be dudes.
Yep.
Serenity to Witches for 10. Sound of Freedom has larger potential audience compared to Mission Impossible 7.
I mean, I don't know.
That's
Say
Serenity.
that one more time.
Serenity to Witches for $10. Sound of Freedom has a larger potential audience compared to Mission Impossible 7.
I don't know about that. I mean, I guess overall, if you looked at it, but I mean, with the messaging and all, I mean, potentially it's just, I mean, Tom Cruise is the biggest movie star of all time and he's coming off his biggest hit of all time. But I guess if you look at the overall potential, I do see how Hit Sound of Freedom could have more of an appeal if it actually hit that next level. It doesn't have any backing whatsoever, unfortunately.
No. Marcus Henry for 10. Mike, that actually happened in real time with the creator of Hell of a Boss, in indie series that's been killing it on YouTube, that she can be transparent about, but can't with her other series that she sold.
Yeah. Yep. They take over your shit and then they have control of it and they can tell you whatever they want to tell you. You got to do it because they're like, "Hey man, we gave you all that fucking money. And if you don't do it, we can take that money away from you." Think about, like, even if you look at the marketing for like The Force Awakens, this is like Carrie Fisher, where she was like, "Yeah, they told me if I didn't talk about this shit, they'd give me like a couple, like $10 million more, but I don't really care because like whatever." And then she was just talking about shit and dropping spoilers everywhere. But like that's how they operate, man. They think money is the thing that's going to solve everything, and sometimes you have to be willing to say, "Listen, the money looks great right now, but no, man, I got to turn it down." Like Ripa said it a million times. If somebody walked up to him and offered him $10 million for Ripa versus, he'd say, like, "No, go fuck yourself. Why don't you give me that money and then $10 more million, and I'll make whatever the fuck I want, and then we'll see what happens from there." Because if they get creative control, it's over. It'll never, whatever you've created will never be the fucking same, because producers, analysts, marketers, all of those people, investors are all going to look at it and go, "What can we do? How can we add our own input into this shit?" So yeah, man, sucks.
Well said. Well for $2 says, "I'm not affiliated."
Yeah.
The Lost Tales for $2. Epic White Mike to Epic Tate. Character development crazy.
Yeah.
Project Egg Roll.
Jay's not here. Jay's not here, man.
Did you? By the way, did you see the meme?
You do it.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Do the egg roll. Yell egg
Project
roll.
Egg Roll.
Hey, there you go.
See, Phil, I tried, Phil. For 25, we're pissed that the new Snow White didn't have any Chine X people.
That's how he said it.
Yeah, you can't really say that one out loud, can you?
The Rant Man for a $4.99. Love your guys' chat on Xbox last week. All they need to do is make a new Killer Instinct and I'll be happy. Hashtag bring back Killer Instinct.
Hell yeah. I would like, I definitely want us to have more gaming discussions on this show. And just in Geeks Gamers in general. So that was really, it's always nice to talk video games. It's always nice to talk video games.
Bro, Halo. You know what they did, man? They added 8-player firefight. You can do that now. Like, they're modifying the old Halo games and adding stuff to them now.
Really?
Well,
yes.
You see what they did with Call of Duty? The old Call of Duties, Jeremy?
Yes, they're going to reactivate them. Like, more people are playing on them.
They already did.
The
so
servers.
if Xbox 360 servers are back up for all of the classic Call of Duties, and they have a huge player base.
Yep.
Really?
There were like 10 to 15,000 people playing.
It's bittersweet because, yeah, it's awesome that this is happening, and also they're cracking down on hackers, so the hacking isn't happening nearly at all.
Mm-hmm.
But the part that sucks about it is when you look at it, Activision had the fucking ability to take away all these hackers. They had the ability to launch these servers, take away all the hackers this entire fucking time. But it wasn't until they got bought by Microsoft where Microsoft said, hey, you better do this. And then they did. It's fucking bullshit. I mean, it's cool that they did it, but it's bullshit at the same time.
Here's the thing, too. They waited to do this until the brand was at its very lowest. They're like, hey, we're really struggling. We need a boost. Hey, look at that. All those servers are back up. Now you can go play those old games, too.
Yep.
Does this have anything to do with the purchase that happened? I doubt it. Because
I'm sure it does.
It has something to do with it. But because that's been going on for a long time with those servers. It's been.
Well, I heard specifically it was only the Xbox ones though.
It's only Xbox. Yeah, it's only Xbox. And the rumor is that's because they kind of just got their I guess clarification that this deal is going to happen. Mm-hmm. But the word is that when the ink touches the paper, you're going to see these old Call of Duties go to Game Pass.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if they can get Nick Merckx' skin back, and then we'll decide if we're gonna fuck these motherfuckers still. But I mean, until we get some clarity on that, because I mean, what they did is bullshit, and you just again, I don't know Nick Merckx. I don't give a fuck about Nick Merckx like as a person as much as it's the overall point that he said nothing wrong, and he didn't deserve anything. You know what I mean? He didn't deserve none of that was deserved. So until then, I'm gonna have a hard time going back to that game. So
yep,
makes sense.
Yep. Deranged Lunatic for a 199 says, "Did you see Chrissy's interview with Salty Cracker?"
Yeah, I tried to play the video earlier, and it would not. The video wasn't playing for me, so I'm gonna have to go back to it. But I'm looking forward to seeing it. So shout out to Salty Army.
It was a great interview. I watched a little bit of it.
Taker for $5. Does everyone have their bookcases and other furniture firmly secured in the wall in case that reckless Jeremy mentions the collapse of Disney again?
Oh man, it's good stuff.
Very good.
Bastard Luigi for a $4.99. Mario Kart is a test of patience. Mario Party is a test of friendship. Hail Geeks and Gamers and hail Ripa.
Yeah.
Hail.
Oh.
Hail. The 199 Cultist for a 199 says, all hail Lord Fig Jeremy. 199, 199, 199. Trex for $5. Now that parts of Disney are for sale, if any of you could buy one part and do a hard reset, what would it be? From ESPN to Pixar, you name it. Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a no-brainer at this point. Just start over. Blow the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Eliminate everything that's happened since Disney purchased and start over. Even if it means that like you're not going to have Han, Luke, and Leia together, obviously, ever. That you can't restart that and fix it. But I would rather just not have what we have at all. So that's how bad it is.
Decanonize the sequels and fucking start over.
Yep.
As Wonky Eyebrow for $2. All hail the Dungeon Master. Who's that?
Yeah, who is that?
It's fucking Rudai. Have some
me.
respect.
Oh,
It's
okay.
me.
Whoa, Mike is defending him here. Well, I didn't expect that.
No. Listen,
Peter
plot
doesn't watch
twist.
tabletop.
listen.
No,
Rudai is a
that was
terrible person.
satire.
He may actually legitimately be Satan incarnate. I'm not sure. He's definitely a fucking fed. But man, being a dungeon master is a lot of fucking work. It's hard shit. It's not easy to do. So I got to put respect where respect is due there.
Rudai is just Jay Hailstorm, but when he's on his meds.
Oh my god.
That's pretty accurate.
I mean, Hailstorm's got the fire and the flames going
When
on.
Hailstorm is on his meds, he becomes a Rudai. The
Interesting.
Smoking Patriot
Oh,
for
the devil too.
yeah.
I saw there was a Rumble rant. I had to go back and look. So I'm not sure about what this fundraiser is that you guys are talking about with Ivan. So like I have no problem with people in the team doing their independent projects, but I'm not anything that we're going to promote has to be approved through me. So I won't be promoting any projects that the team are doing unless I look into it first, because I'm really particular about us doing crowdfunding or like independent projects. If on your own time is fine, but like you use the Geeks Gamers platform, that's something that we have a process to. So, I'll have to look further into this. I haven't talked to Ivan about it, so I will look into it and I'll let you guys know. So, just want to give you a heads up on that.
There you go. The Smoking Patriot for a $4.99 says, "Hey, got a call from the." Hold on.
Don't say a gamer word.
I know.
Pause that. Pause.
I got a call from the Valuetainment team asking for suggestions for new content or guests through yours and Nerdrotic's name out. Through yours and Nerdrotic's name out there to them. Okay.
Heck yeah. Yeah, Valuetainment's awesome. I'm a huge fan of Patrick Bet David. I watch him all the time. I'm shocked that I would imagine he would want to talk to Ripa.
Like I said, they reached out the first campaign, and that was one of the ones that I dropped the ball on, but I haven't heard from them. I mean, I think
Damn it, Ripa. Damn it, Ripa.
Come on. I fucked that up. I'll be the first to say that. I for sure fucked that up.
Yeah.
But we did reach back out. So we're in contact. I don't know if that's going to be a thing that happens. But they did, to their own credit. Last year during the campaign, they did reach out to us.
The best part is he fucked it up and he still made $3.7 million. So we can't say shit to him.
Yeah, that would be awesome to see Rip on there with Patrick Bet David. I think Patrick Bet David is one of the best dudes out there in like the kind of independent media sphere. Valuetainment's crushing it, and good dude.
Cool. Mike Sir for $20. Was that Snow White or is still from the safety dance asking for Puerto Rico?
Damn.
Damn. Speaking of Puerto Rico, no, my brother just texted me. He's like, supposedly LeBron is in Puerto Rico watching the. So since Puerto Rico's not a state, they have their own basketball league, and a lot of like D League or guys that like retire from the NBA play there. So they're allowed to get like 2 American players, and then the rest have to be Puerto Rican. But apparently LeBron is there like scouting people out or something. Like he's gonna buy a team. I was like, what the hell?
Or he's going there to play because
he's washing up, so he's gonna play in Puerto Rico. Maybe
his son's not
gonna amount to it. He's gonna play in Puerto Rico.
Hey, what's up, Jay?
Yeah.
Jay,
Who's in the chat?
Drunk
You must have heard Egg Roll was here.
Who?
Hey.
Who?
I don't know who that is.
Drunk
I
3PO?
don't see him. Where's he at?
Yeah, I don't know that guy. You mean this guy right here?
Oh God.
This guy? Hang on.
Here's a story you've all been told by our friend Drunk 3PO. Part of Geeks Gamers lore here in the 199. Before he was the Canadian Bear on a live stream, he decided to share some knowledge that he felt we ought to know. Say it ain't so. Hold on.
All right, we'll play the rest later. I'll play the.
Man, I was getting into it, man.
I know.
I
Me too.
love that. I love
song.
that
I love
song.
it so much.
That should always be the outro.
Yes.
So good, man. It's so good. That
So
will be our
fucking messed
outro.
up.
It's
No.
so great, man.
So fantastic.
So good.
Fantastic stuff. So shout out to Jay. Jay will be back. We miss Jay. We love Jay.
Before I'm gonna jump off now. I got like really bad allergies, so I'm gonna try
Okay.
to take some Zyrtec or something before 4
Okay,
man. So, but thanks to
All right, bro.
everybody. Check us out at Locked and Loaded Latinos.
Locked and Loaded Latinos. Have a good one, buddy.
Hey, take
Later.
care, guys.
All right. All right.
On that note, Bear McCockiner for $5.
Bear? It's Barry.
Barry.
That's what I said. I just said it quickly.
No, you didn't. You said
Barry McCockiner for $5. It doesn't surprise me that Cringe Mike agrees with the Convert thoughts. All hail the top G.
Well, did you speak words just now?
Me? Okay, let me reread it. Barry McCockiner for $5.
Yep.
It doesn't surprise me that Cringe Mike agrees
me.
with the conserva thought. There you go. Hail the top G.
I don't know what that is.
Me either.
Never heard of that before.
Gabriel W. for $30. Creators need to learn one word. Lease. This IP is my car. You can use it, but you don't own it. And if I see you dent on it, your ass is grass.
Boom.
Studios will never allow that to happen. Like they'd have to be so fucking desperate for a character that they're willing to like lose money on it. The only time we've ever seen that actually happen at any big scale is Spider-Man with Sony and Marvel, and they needed Spider-Man to keep the MCU going. But Sony has put them over put them through the fucking ringer for that. They have not made very much money from a lot of those Spider-Man movies, and Sony's definitely benefited. Yeah, you'll never see them back down and they let their studios close before they did that.
There you go, Beardo.
Hey, Mike, sir, for 50 for Beardo pronouncing my name right. 199. That's a miracle. A Menti for $5. Gonna see Sound of Freedom tonight. Almost every seat in the theater was booked tonight when I got my ticket. Hail to the 199. Hail to the 47.
Hell yeah. The 4-7 out there too, baby.
Shout out.
Yep.
Jay Salty Taint for a 199. Can't believe that they have Velma in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh, I have not seen anything. I saw that one trailer from the Ninja Turtles, and that's it. So
It
I
all
guess
looks
the Velma,
bad. It all
the
looks
black
bad.
April
looks like
O'Neil.
garbage.
So
and I went to Target today and I saw the merch, like the toys for Mutant Mayhem. They look cracked out. Like the Ninja Turtles look cracked out. Their eyes are huge.
They look fucking weird. They
That
look
shit's
weird as
dead
hell.
Yeah,
it's really bad.
Like it's not that hard. Once
really
again,
dumb,
it's like
bro.
it's a fucking layup to just design the turtles to look like the fucking turtles. And
Yeah.
they're like
And
they're
it was
like live
funny.
action. They're like, why don't we give them teeth and like weird fucking noses and stuff and make them bulletproof? And somebody was like, or you could just make them look like they normally look.
Yeah,
Like, no.
yeah.
Yeah.
What
What's funny is that they re-released the 1980s like or 1990s Ninja Turtles right next to the new one, so they're both on the shelf together. The older ones look phenomenal. Like they're just re-releasing the old toys, and the newer ones look terrible. They look cheap. They look cracked out. They're horrible design. It looks awful.
Do you know what you do? You know what happens when you just do shit the right way? This is what happens right here. This is the G.I. Joe Classified Dragonfly. The campaign target was $10,000. At $300, target was 10,000. 24,000 backers.
Damn.
Like
Wow.
that's insane.
Yeah.
And you know,
And it's not cheap either.
that ain't cheap, as Ripa says.
No.
That ain't cheap. And you know, that's all you got to do, man. Just do shit the right way. People love these properties. They love these characters. They love these, you know, iconic things. They'll give you their fucking money, but hey, you know, whatever. 24,000 backers is hella awesome though. So
Justin for a $4.99. Past, white collars telling blue collars to learn to code. Present, white collar layoffs and AI taking their jobs. Me, yikes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Justin.
Scary.
Oh man, Allah D's nuts for $5.
Oh God.
Jeremy, please have the Fed say, I love D's nuts clan.
Hang on just a minute.
No.
There we go.
You have to.
No, I'm not. No. Fuck these nuts, clan. Look, oh my god, they've been following me everywhere. So Jeremy gets the 199 battalion, and I'm like, man, I can't wait till I get something like that for my channel. And I've got the 199. I got the D's Nuts clan.
Own it, man. Own it.
50 million accounts. Oh god.
The memes that follow
represent D's Nuts.
Represent D's Nuts. Okay, fine. All right. I love these nuts. Are you happy? Are you entertained?
There you go. The chat is happy.
Stunning and brave of you to come out like that.
Hailstorm, get on it, man.
Hailstorm, get on it, but not what Arudai said, but get on it in terms of editing what he said. So look at that. Look at drunk.
Let's
3PO.
go for a honey.
Drunk 3PO for a hundy. Give it one more time, Beardo.
For 100.
There it is.
Let's go.
Drunk 3PO. This has been the best week. I could never thank Jeremy and everyone else at Geeks and Gamers, Ripa and everyone in the chat that helped make this campaign a huge success for me. I could not have done it without you all. We are freaking winning. The best is yet to come. Look at that, man. Drunk 3PO. Jay.
Look at it.
My brother, man. I'm really proud of him, man. I will tell you, like, obviously, I did everything we could to kind of support him, but like when Ripa spent so much time with Jay, like he was so blown away by that, by Ripa, just like because Ripa took a lot of initiative and showing Jay a lot of what he's learned, obviously, and Ripa's done that for a lot of people, by the way, because he wants people to succeed, you know what I mean? But he really was wanting Jay to succeed, and Jay crushed it. I mean, man, it's amazing. So it is
for sure.
It is. So
Jay's here. Can I show a picture from locals?
Can
I share something from locals? Oh no, it's good.
Okay,
it's
go
good,
for
it's
it.
Good.
Let's go for it.
Here
Shout
is.
out to Jay though.
Look at this.
Shut up.
Look at that. People are receiving.
Oh, look at there. Yeah.
This is Flash. Look, this is Flash's
yeah.
collection, and look at there. There's Drunk 3PO signature,
Awesome.
autographed copy, and look what he did with it. Right there with the Orlando meetup shirt.
Heck yeah! Look at that.
Oh yeah,
heck yeah, man! Love to see it. Love to see it, man.
Love to see it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Seen a few video reviews going up on his book too. Pretty sweet.
Heck yeah, that is awesome,
shit, man. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'll get shit for this, whatever. I don't care. But I wanted to point out too, because Ripa did the same thing when me and Josiah were talking about the Epicverse stuff, and he took time out of his day to sit down with us and talk with us, and I still have the fucking notes that we went through, and we've used a lot of that advice stuff, and it's really helped us, put stuff together. And that shit is not cheap. You can't just go to most people in when they're successful, they're doing well, or they don't have time for people. And so for somebody to take 15 minutes out of their day or an hour or half an hour out of their day to sit down and talk with you and be like, hey, that's free. You could take that. That's invaluable stuff, man. And that's kind of the point. In Hollywood, somebody makes it and then they immediately kick the ladder out from under them or pull the ladder up and don't let anybody get behind them and stuff. It's like, no, man, that's the beauty of this community is we help each other and help elevate each other so we can get somewhere and move forward and help, people that don't know something learn something new, or help catch a weakness or catch something that you might not have known because you're new to getting into this shit. But that's how we're supposed to do this. That's the only way we move forward is together. And so this is a shout out to Ripper for that, man, and Jeremy too, because we told him early on what we wanted to do, and he had our backs. And it's just awesome, see the support, man. So
hell yeah, I'm excited. So hell yes. And right here, so this is the guy that did the open the door right here, Jonathan Chesser. I know I've already said this before on previous streams, but thanks so much for the support on the open the door video. There's more to come. You are all absolutely amazing. Thanks again. Shout out to Jonathan, dude. So cool, man.
That's such a great song.
Cool. It really is. It's so catchy. It's so catchy, and the way he changes it up too in the end, it's really good. So, man, my
favorite part is how he seamlessly worked in that sound effect from the That Means You're Gay video.
Yeah. Yes. It's so good, man.
We are actually now #1 on Kick for the Just Chatting section.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. crushing it. Doug B says, we love drunk 3PO. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We got a hell of an awesome team here, man. And like I said, you know, everything in Orlando has been awesome. The only issue is it's the internet problem is really aggravating, and we're kind of just, we can't really do anything about it. There's only one major provider in the area, and it's Spectrum, and they fucking suck. And so we've gotten through like 6-7 months, so we'll get through we've got like 5 months left in the lease on this place, and then like I said, I'll have to make a decision as to what path I'm going to take in terms of, like I said, I'd much rather be buying a place than renting, but we wanted to test the waters first before I made a long-term commitment, financial commitment. And really happy with the progress we've made and everything we've done down there. So in a few months, I'm gonna have some decisions to make, but I'm looking forward to the next phase of G&G, and appreciate all of you in the chat being so supportive as always. So
Hell yeah. Maggie T for $10. Hail the 199 crew. Thank you guys for wishing me a happy 23rd birthday yesterday. Made my whole birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Shout out, Maggie. Happy birthday.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Yep. That was awesome.
I tried to sing you happy birthday, but we started racing.
Jay Salty Taint for a 199. Send help. Jay ran out of monkey butt powder. Nick Brown for a 499. If Oppenheimer flops, you know the headline is going to be Oppenheimer bombs at the box office or something like that. Yeah.
It's true.
I don't think there's any way this movie tanks or bombs or flops or anything. It's like, no, again, it's not going to be a $1 billion movie, but I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I never saw Mission Impossible underperforming, so I don't know, you know, but it's Nolan. Nolan to me is the most, his name is probably the single most powerful name in terms of just box office. And it doesn't mean he's just like a $1 billion name, but I mean, people are going to show up to a Nolan movie. Yeah, they just are. I mean, Dunkirk did like 550 million worldwide. Like, I know Tenet didn't really do well. That was right. That was Nolan being like, "Fuck you, I'm releasing my movie." And to his credit, they did. I didn't think Tenet was great, but if anything, Nolan needs to work on his sound mixing. That's what he needs to work on. Sound mixing is bad.
Nolan is like Tarantino or Scorsese. Like, people are going to go see those movies regardless. Jared the American.
I actually gotta go.
Where the fuck are you going?
Yeah, where are you going?
I got some stuff I gotta take care of.
What do you mean?
Jerk off?
Some epic verse stuff.
He's gotta jerk off.
Hell yeah.
I'm not jerking off, but I got some stuff to take care of.
You gonna put braids in your hair again?
Yeah.
Tell them where they can find you.
You gonna put braids in your hair again?
Maybe soon.
That was a good look.
I'm working on it actually. No, so yeah, this is kind of I mentioned this last night. I didn't kind of my last stream on Twitch because fuck Twitch. I don't want to be on a platform that hates their creators, hates the fucking audience, and keeps making terrible decisions. So yeah, man, be on the lookout for me jumping on the Kick. That's where I'm going to be moving over to, and then maybe doing some stuff with Rumble and YouTube as well. I got some plans in the works. So yeah, man. But yeah, primarily going to be gaming on Kick because I think that's the next big platform. But yeah, I appreciate that. Also, be sure to check out this Thursday, Secrets of the Frost Maiden. It's going to be a good time, 1 p.m. Eastern.
So I got to bully him a little extra.
Well, you're going to try, and then you're gonna fucking find out what's going on. So yeah, no, for real though. And then also shout out to Arudai because I give him a lot of shit, and people sometimes think we're serious. They're like, "Oh my god, why you guys? I've never seen anybody so mean to their GM before." It's all in good fun. Listen, he's a good GM. He works his fucking ass off. It's a lot of work just to be running his stream, let alone running a stream and running an entire module and stuff. It's a lot of fucking work, guys. Like, for real. So, you know, shout out to him for all of the awesomeness. Also fuck him for being a Fed because that has to be said. So I appreciate you guys. But yeah, go check me out. Over
Do you have a Kick yet?
I do have a Kick.
Do you have a Kick?
Promote it.
Let's go. Plug it. Plug it. Can man.
Let me see if I can even fucking find it. I don't even know what my stream name is or any of that shit. Fucking, I think it's just Epic Mike. Yep, it's kick.com/Epic Mike. I got the actual tag this time because it's new. Yeah, fuck y'all. You'll know it's me. You'll see me. I already got 2 followers since I said that, so look at that.
Yeah, let's get you monetized.
We're at 30 already, so we're rocking it. But yeah, keep your eyes out there. We're gonna be playing some Naraka Blade Point and doing some other cool stuff over there. So yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and you guys have a good night.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Thanks, Mike.
Somebody was saying, Jeremy, what's the difference in 70 millimeter and IMAX? Well, 70 millimeter is IMAX, but you have is IMAX and LIMAX. So it's still like, so if you see most IMAX theaters that you see are not real IMAX, they're digital IMAX. They're still going to get a great experience, and 95% of the theaters that have IMAX or showings for IMAX are going to be the fake IMAX, but it's still a far better experience than what you're going to get with just your regular cinema showing. But the 70 millimeter, it's so much clearer and so much better. And there's very few theaters in the US that are going to have the true 70 millimeter. So, but I'm fine with like the fake IMAX. It's still a really good experience, especially because the sound systems are so good in those as well. But you'll see like how the cut is made and everything like that in the 70 millimeter. Because I went to see The Dark Knight Rises in 70 millimeter, and I saw it in LIMAX. Enjoyed both of them. So, anyway. Continue on.
Yeah, I'm going to knock out some member messages real quick. Jared the American for 2 months recently binge-watched episodes of Monster Quest, which was on the History Channel. Been doing a Saturday stream on my channel that covers all that stuff. 199.
Remember when the History Channel actually talked about history?
Yeah.
Fuck. Long time ago, it seems like.
Kev L for 3 months. Keep up the great work. Someday we may see a world where Disney no longer exists to spread evil into the minds of children. We can only hope. LOL.
Why did you say that?
What the heck?
Because Ripple was like,
man, Viper Chief. Appreciate the effort, Viper Chief. Holy shit!
What?
Over on Kick. Alec Baldwin's finger. Over on Kick just dropped 50 gifted subs.
Wow.
50 gifted subs
yeah.
over on Kick. That's $250.
Wow. 95.5 cut.
That's
95.5
awesome.
Cut. 95.5 cut. Holy shit.
As
As
Alec
we
Baldwin's
say,
finger, man.
he don't miss.
Ever.
He is. Listen, I'm just telling you. Every time Alec Baldwin has pointed a gun at another human being with the intent to shoot them, he has made contact. He
He's
don't
batting
miss,
1,000.
Okay? He don't miss.
Yep.
The whole chat says that every time we say it. Before I say it now, the chat's like, he don't miss. He don't miss.
Holy crap, man. That's awesome. Thank you, Alec Baldwin's finger, for the 50 subs. HTK bass player became a member. Thank you. Eldritch for 4 months. It's been a while since Hijabi Gamer's been on. Just saying, welcome to the rebellion.
Yeah, Hijabi Gamer's great. Everybody's like, something happened? It's like, nothing happened. It's just a matter of like a lot of the scheduling. You know, Hijabi Gamer, back when she was on, a lot of times she would have to get up really early. So I was like, I don't want to keep her, late. But yeah, we love the Hijabi Gamer. She's great.
Shout out. Cerberus gifted 10 subs. Thank you, Cerberus. Vagabundo became a member for 2 months. Says 199. Thank you. Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
I spelled EYE. I identify as retarded. Became a member. Thank you. Azure Worm became a member. Oh no, gifted a membership. Fractured Filter for 3 months. Hail to the 199. Can we stop the Urudai hate? This man has to put up with psychos, degenerates putting on dates and being thrown into pits. Hail to him.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Thank you.
Hey, well, real quick, Urudai, tell them a little bit about Geeks and Gamers Tabletop.
Ooh.
Give them a little
absolutely.
spiel.
Yeah, so Geeks Gamers Tabletop is a channel that I came to Jeremy and Ryan about, oh my God, almost a year and a half ago now at this point. Pretty wild. I had been in the streaming space for Tabletop and didn't like what was happening to it, and I wanted a place where we could go back to the way it used to be and play games without all the woke rules attached, guilt-free, and just have some fun. And that's what we do over there. So if you come over there, it's everything tabletop. We've got D&D, Pathfinder, Starfinder streams every single week. We have we talk about card games like Magic the Gathering, the Pokemon TCGO, and also Alien, the RPG, Werewolf, Vampire, all that stuff you can find over there. We discuss it and have a good time. And you get to see some of these familiar faces over there as well every so often. It's pretty cool. In fact, if you go back to our original season, Advanced Geeks and Gamers, you can see Ryan Kennel playing the campaign and killing Disparu. Spoiler alert! It was pretty fun. So really good times. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. Good stuff. So drop that link in the chat and you guys go check it out.
Cornboy dropped a sub over on Kick. Thank you, Cornboy. Taters Vivo for 8 months. Beardo eats his cereal with a fork and always orders the Impossible Whopper at Burger King. Okay. Some Norwegian guy for 1 month. Some Norwegian guy for 1 month. Iger considering selling Disney? Question mark.
I don't think so. Just probably parts of it. So,
War Machine gifted 5 memberships. Thank you. Whatever. Here we go again. I identify as retarded. Gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much. Maji-chan for 1 month. Most women hate feminist movies. Give us a break, please. I have better taste than Barbie. Hail 199.
I hope. I mean, I hope it fails if that's truly what it is. And like I said, I trust Jeremy Johns, obviously. But yeah,
I was excited for Barbie. Now not so much.
Not so much.
Spirian dropped a gifted sub over on Kick. Thank you, Spirian. We are just 6 subs away from 1,200 active subscribers over on Kick. You love to see it.
Hell yes.
Man. Ryan's Big White Monster gifted 1 Geeks and Gamers membership. That's very generous of him. Blackjack for 5 months. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the wokest of they, them all? Lucas C for 2 months. I can't wait for Snow Brown. Thank you. Mary Nicholson for 5 months. Fun fact, the princess in the Grimm's Snow White was based on a real person. Look up Lore am Maine. It's the village in Germany famous for the story.
Krista, speak, please, says Larry.
Oh, sorry. I don't have a mouse pad. I didn't bring one, so it's so hard to do these super chats as fast as I usually do.
See, she's there. She's there, everybody. She's there. She's there. She doesn't have a webcam.
She's working.
She didn't bring
traveling.
a webcam with her. Yes, she's traveling.
There we go, baby. Look at that. Doug B199 just dropped those 6 gifted subs over on Kick. We're now officially at 1,200 active subscribers, man. Thank you to the 199 and Doug B and everybody who's gifted subs over on Kick. Support's been crazy. Hercules for 3 months. I'll lotion up Brie Larson's feet.
You're a braver man than me. Oof.
Drunken Emerald Arrow for 17 months. It's time for some good old union busting. Unions are not for the workers. They are for the union and their political power. Hail the 199.
Hail.
Jonathan.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Faux Peasy over on Rumble says, do you think Kill Bill would have been better or worse off with a different naming numbering system?
Kill Bill volumes 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I like Kill Bill.
Yeah, that's I think volume 1 says a different. Now we're talking about the general audience, so we're not talking about people that are in the know, but like I think volume 1 sends a better message than part 1. Volume 1 doesn't like necessarily to me, it doesn't say like you're not going to get a finale of this finale.
It's the first one in the saga or whatever.
Yes, you know what I mean. So I don't
like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. So I don't think that it hurt it as bad, and I just think that that's one of the reasons why I think Mission Impossible might be struggling, because the part 1 element of it, and it could be wrong, but I think it worked for Kill Bill.
Jonathan Chesser gifted 5 memberships earlier. Thank you. Metal Slave became a member. Jonathan Chesser gave 5 more memberships. Drunk 3PO for 2 months says we are all winning.
We are all winning.
Maggie T became a member. Hail the Lore for 5 months. Best community on the internet, and it's not even close. All of you have taught me something that I will take with me will take me in life. Thank you all, and hail.
Go ahead and read it, Steph. I know you want to read that member message that just came in. So
You saw my smile. Fear the Melanie Mac, member for 3 months, says, "Hey Beardo, I hope you're having a good time on TNME. I miss so much. Hail TNME 199. Mwah."
Fear the Melanie Mac.
Thank you. Dirty Jersey for 2 months. G&G, Ripa, and Nerdrotic has inspired me and a few friends to start our own thing, to create. Plan on starting a channel, hopefully by September. Thank you all for being my muse. Hail 199 and hail the Rippaverse.
Hail. That's awesome,
Hail.
man. That's what we like
Hail
here.
the Rippaverse.
Again, I want to revisit about George. George the Giant Slayer. George just hit 100,000 subscribers. This was a guy that was just in our chat, dropping super chats, interacting with everybody. This dude has gone out there and grinded and put out hella good content. If you go watch George's stuff, I mean, he puts out damn good videos, by the way. Super awesome. So we'll try to have, I'm going to try to get George back on here for next Tuesday. It's amazing. It really is amazing. And also, I know there was a super chat earlier talking about Tyrone Magnus. Me and Tyrone talked. We're definitely going to get him on Tuesday night's main event here soon. So shout out to Tyrone Magnus. So that's going to be cool.
All right. Shaka Zulu for 15 months says 199.
199.
Shout out. All right. Objectively a cat for $5. I saw trailers for the Barbie movie. I've never seen a better example of a simpering beta cuck than Ken in those trailers.
Yeah, it sounds like they're gonna do. And again, I never saw Ghostbusters 2016. Ripa never stops talking about it, but never saw Ghostbusters 2016. But I've heard that they basically took Chris Hemsworth's character and just made him like the prototypical dumb male. You know what I mean? Like just a punchline. Is that what they're gonna do with Ken in this movie? It kind of sounds like it, but don't know.
Fearless Leader for $2. Opinions on Truth, Justice, American Way. Have you read it?
No.
It's from Gabe's book.
Is that
no,
Gabe's
I
book?
haven't. Yeah, that's Gabe's book. I haven't got it yet.
Yeah, Gabe was wanting. I think we'll probably get him on here to talk about that. So when's it releasing?
They already started fulfillment for
Okay.
that. I think most people have already got it. So
okay. Shout out Gabe El Taib.
Shout out Marcus Henry for $2. I said not superficial risk, Ryan. Okay. Thank you. Skinny Cartman for a 199. Do you think Oppenheimer will bomb in Japan? Maybe.
Chance of it. Probably in 2 different locations.
King Mitch.
He took it there.
Probably in 2 different locations. Man. Yes. King Mitch for $5. Where can I get a hat like that? Hat like Rolo was wearing.
What was he wearing tonight?
He was wearing the Make Taxation Theft Again.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, probably got that one from Ripa.
We'll have to ask.
I mean, I don't know where he got his. Mine was from Liberty Hangout. I'm not sure where he got his from.
Yeah, and obviously, they're jokes. But like I've kind of gone down a World War II rabbit hole, just leading up to Oppenheimer and just kind of watching a lot of this stuff. It's funny because a video hit my feed the other day. It was that Beirut explosion. You remember that happened about 3 years ago in Beirut? That explosion at the factory or whatever that was. I don't know if you guys remember that. And that was a crazy explosion. You know what I mean? And there was like people that were like miles away, and once the explosion happened, it still impacted a lot of people. There was a lot of crazy video over that, and I was watching that and I was just thinking, like, God, as impactful as that is, that's nothing compared to what happened. You know what I mean? It's truly horrific if you really think about it. It's sad. It's obviously was necessary. The war needed to end, but it's man, there's some really chilling documentaries about what happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It's horrible. It really is. So.
Yeah, it was awesome. Take it for $2. Ryan, we know you're the guy in the blue beanie.
You like how I tried to pull it back to like being respectable? And Beardo's like, yeah, it was awesome. Like, oh, see you later. So, God damn. I agree with Denzel Washington's character in Crimson Tide. In the nuclear war, the true enemy is war itself. That is.
Taters Vivo for $2. Why is Mike in that lineup? Laugh my ass off. Like in the Tuesday Night's main event lineup?
That's Epic Tate. So
Epic Taint. Epic Taint.
Taint? King of Diet Coke says Beardo would have dropped a third one. Why stop there? Ryan's Big White Monster for $2 says BLFM.
Brie Larson's feet matter.
Fantastic, Mr. Knox for $2. Snow White? Surely they mean no white. Maji Chan for $2. LOL can't say feminist in super chats. Really?
Really?
Is that a banned term?
Wow.
Because I put a space in between feminist.
I agree. Big Z video games learning history is awesome. It really is, man. Yeah. Once you go kind of like, there's some incredible documentaries on YouTube made by YouTubers, because YouTubers are awesome. And you can get a lot of really interesting perspectives on that. And it makes you really, I don't want to go too deep into my politics here, but you know, nice to have a president that didn't start any new wars. That's all I'll say.
Yep. He did drop a few mobs though, which was awesome.
Yep.
Mr. Peckerwood for $2. Let's celebrate the return of MCU fan.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Nikolai Volkov for a $4.99. Ripa, wish you could have been on the real BBC today with guest Mark Millar.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was really good. I mean, Mark. So it'll be inevitable. Him and I talk a lot, you know. So we're cool. He's been a huge supporter of us.
There you go.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Shout out to Az, Gary, and Mahler.
Marcus Henry for $2. They should have cast Phoebe for the Envious Queen.
That would have
been
worked.
more fitting.
That makes sense.
Dragon Dan for $5. Big shout out to The Chosen, which got an exemption to continue filming. The show's creators are also the writers. Angel Studios has been on the ball.
Hell yeah.
Shout out. Objectively a cat for $2. Christy emojis in the chat for Mr. Krista. Mar 15 for $4.99. I asked this question this morning, but what does Jeremy think of the PCC since he's in Pensacola? Isn't that place crazy?
Pensacola Christian College, yes. From everything I've heard, I don't have any direct, information or any direct interactions, but I've heard a lot of things about it, but that's just kind of hearsay, so I don't have any direct understanding of it. Just I've heard a lot of stuff from people I know, but it's just hearsay.
A feline named JJ for $2. Beardo is less Batman and more Condiment King today. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hail the Condiment King.
Thank you, Big Horn. 99 13.99 says nothing.
I have no idea how to pronounce this. Onodins
on Odin's fade.
Wow. On Odin's fade. Okay, it's all put together. It wasn't split apart. I was trying to pronounce it all as one
brutal.
word.
Anodis.
For a 5. Do you think anyone will be a better Joker than Heath Ledger? Rewatching The Dark Knight, I don't think anyone can compare, but hail. Can't wait for ISOM 2.
Hell yeah.
Am I supposed to know what that is?
It's just the way you sound like you were having a stroke.
I was having a stroke. You guys couldn't tell? My face was drooping and everything, man.
Oh my god.
All right, back to the question. Shit. I personally think that Heath Ledger's Joker is the greatest acting performance I've ever seen outside of one other performance, which would be Edward Norton in American History X. That's the greatest acting I've ever seen. And so, but if you look at Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal of the Joker, it's pretty fantastic. And it's a different kind of like take, but it's pretty phenomenal. And then you go back to even, Jack Nicholson's. I thought his portrayal was great, but clearly Jared Leto is the GOAT. Okay. Clearly Jared Leto is the GOAT.
I agree.
No. I think Heath Ledger's, in my opinion, he's the best ever, but there's been some really great performances.
Troy News for $5. Homebrewed blockbusters via AI, sparking a fan wars era. Die-hard fans eclipse Hollywood with top-notch fan fiction films. New age cinema revolution. Bullfrog Ben for $5. Watch the new Transformers. Same kind of trash. I was very sad. Granted, it wasn't over the top, but it was obvious what the goal was.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it yet.
I've heard decent stuff about it.
I want to see it simply because I know they're tying G.I. Joe into it, and I'm going to be covering that. So I'm not hopeful at all. But as long as we stay as far away as humanly possible from the Snake Eyes movie that we just got, then that's a positive step, because that's one of the most pathetic disasters I've ever seen.
Mike Hill for $5. Netflix canceled their live-action Master of the Universe movie due to budget concerns.
That's not surprising.
Troy News for $5. Does Geeks and Gamers play Super Smash Brothers Ultimate? Y'all could get an 8-man all-in-person match with one Switch. It's so fun.
I've been telling Jeremy. I've been telling him.
Krista's really good at Smash. She's friends with some really top players in the Smash world. And she's good. She's good at it. And she knows some people that are so good they would make us not even want to pick the fucking game up ever again.
That's why he doesn't want to play it. He's scared.
No, that's not it. I would play a lot of Smash if the online wasn't so terrible. Now, if you're talking about the in-person element, yes, that's something we could do that we wouldn't have all the lag. But that's the reason we don't play Smash Bros. Online, because of the lag is just so horrendous. It's so horrendous. But I would like to do something like that for sure.
Disco Cobra for 50.
50.
So what's the general consensus on Call of Duty now that they have done some revamping to the servers of old Call of Duty games? Since the Modern Warfare 2 2022 controversy, is COD still good to is COD still good to play? I never played old school COD, so I wanted to try them out. Not sure which ones are the best though. I say be careful, man. You never know. Even though those servers are up, you never know if you're going to get hacked.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, you guys know my personal stance on anything is that I'm never going to judge anybody for, you spending your time and money how you want. And so if you choose you want to play Call of Duty, that's fine. There may be a time where I return to Call of Duty, but I just don't think that's times right now. Yeah, I mean, personally, I would love to jump on and play some Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, especially with some full lobbies and shit. I think that would be fucking incredible. Modern Warfare 1 and 2, that would probably be pretty fucking awesome. But I just think the message that they were trying to send with what they did with the Nick Merck situation is far more important right now. Now, technically, you do have a change in leadership and a change in ownership with Activision. Will that have any impact on what they're doing? Hard to tell. But for right now, I won't be playing any Call of Duty. So
there you go. Hayden for 20. Arudai did a one-shot on tabletop last week. He gave us an intricate backstop of Disparu's character Kylar, a time-lapse where we went to Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter. He came up with the story in a short time, and it rocked.
Thank you. Yeah, we had a really good time with that. It's not often we get to do heavy storytelling like that, and I don't know. I got a lot of compliments on it. One person said that's what Disney and them can't do, tell original creative stories that are actually interesting. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.
There you go. Marcus Henry for $5. To be frank, Mission Impossible 7 really had no marketing outside of you guys talking about it. I haven't seen it anywhere. Same with Oppenheimer.
Say that one more time. I was reading the chat.
Mission Impossible really had no marketing outside of you guys talking about it. I haven't seen it anywhere. Same with Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, I guess, that, I mean, marketing is, it's how it hits different people is...
people don't watch TV anymore. Like, people, like, all these streaming services don't have commercials, so unless you're getting advertisements on, like, websites or on your phone or something like that, like, people don't watch cable anymore.
Yeah. Floki the Matt says, D-Day Cobra, okay, so I don't know if people know this or not, but Nick Merckx actually is a POS. He has TDS and is part of the cancel culture bullshit. So I know a little bit about Nick Merckx in terms of, like I said, I've consistently said, I don't know him. I don't give a fuck about him. But in specific to that moment, in that situation, he did nothing wrong. And fuck Call of Duty for what they did to him in terms of that specific thing. I know that there was some stuff about him flagging down YouTube channels and shit like that. That was previous. Now, I don't know his politics. I would assume anybody that's a major streamer that runs in the circles of major streamers more than likely has TDS. More than likely. That's just my assumption of anybody who's in that world. And that's why... what the fuck was that? Was that Ripa? That was Ripa. That was Ripa. What? No shit. Rudai? Steph?
That wasn't me.
Who said it? Who said it?
This is why I've been muted and haven't been saying anything, because I'm working also on my phone. I'm leaving now.
No.
Oh, no.
Come back, Beep.
Oh, you scared her off.
Chat, you got to beg her back. Oh, she's back. Never mind. So,
it's because I seriously don't have a mouse pad, so it's like to get to one screen to the other. Oh, my Jesus. I'm here. I'm back.
Oh my Jesus.
But anyway, back to the point at hand. But yeah, so I just automatically assume any of those big time streamers are, politically different than me, which isn't a problem for me, but it certainly would be a problem for them.
I know Nick, he spoke out like he had a house in California, and then when all this stuff happened in 2020, he fucking dipped out of there.
There was some like pro DeSantis stuff on his Twitter that some of the weirdos were picking up on. And after this whole thing, they were like, "Oh, he's QAnon," and it's like, "Oh my god, man, the guy has a different fucking political opinion than you. It's not that big of a deal."
He's a new dad. I mean, he's gonna, as far as his stance of leave the kids alone. I mean, it's kind of falls in line.
Just see things differently.
Yeah, 100%. Marcus Henry for $5. It's insane that Nux Taku and Ripa. Did I pronounce that right? Nux Taku and Ripa, who don't even know each other, are very different people, but are saying the same thing. The new age is upon us.
Damn right it is.
Bighorn for $13.99. Jeremy is the GOAT. I love Geeks and Gamers. Thanks to all of you for being real.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Bighorn. Bird up for $5.
Our boy Donnie Danko is in the chat. Donnie Danko has been making all this art for us with this GG199.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Me and Donnie Danko are going to be having the conversation soon. Might be bringing Donnie Danko into the fold here. Get some G&G stuff done. We'll see.
Eric K for a member message for 23 months. Thank you, Eric K. Says, oh boy. Luckily, Beardo's cam is not lower after the Fear the Melanie Mac message. When are you proposing?
God damn.
Oh my god.
Bird up for $5. From the Star Wars original trilogy, what was your favorite action figure of a character that only got a moment of screen time in the movies?
Okay. What's the question again? So from the original trilogy, what was your favorite action figure of a character that only got minimal?
A moment of screen time in the movies.
It's funny because we literally shout out to the person that sent these.
Bird up.
The person that sent these. So the G&G crew, we received an enormous amount of old school Star Wars figures, like old school, and there's so many incredible figures in there, and they're in the packages still, by the way. And some of them, I was like, I can't even believe these are an action figure. You know what I mean? I couldn't even believe it. I was like, wait, they made a figure of this person? They made a figure of that person? So it was really cool, man. I don't know if I had a favorite one growing up because I only collected like the major ones, and I did have the Scout Command Tower where it had like the thing you climbed up in, and then it had the speeder bike on the bottom as a swing. I had that. But nothing off the top of my head kind of jumps out as like when I was younger that was my favorite. I don't know if anybody else had one.
Pretty much all the bounty hunters, because you only see them for like a second in the movie, but they got a lot of action figure time.
Like Boss.
Yeah.
I like Max Rebo.
Boba Fett was obviously one that a lot of people, everybody loved Boba Fett. So,
King of Diet Coke for $5. We'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks. Thank you, King of Diet Coke. Smoking Patriot for a $1.99. Jeremy Osteen missing my first super chat.
Oh, really? Did I? Jeremy Osteen only appears on Cobra Cast now. He's been relegated. No religion here on Geeks and Gamers.
Marcus Henry.
We only bring the religion of Jeremy Osteen. I'll do it on solo streams, but I don't want to do it on panel streams. So I'll just give you a wah-min. I'll give you a wah-min.
There you go. Marcus Henry for $5. That series also is on hiatus because of the strikes going on. Shaking my head. I'm not sure about
Jeremy. Say it till your TV falls off the wall.
Infinity Flare for $5. Saw Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning today. It's a B+. Mostly great, but a victim of the utter state of editing, or lack thereof, in entertainment. Could have been cut 25 minutes easily. I didn't mind the runtime of it.
Neither did I. I've seen it twice, and I loved it. Yeah.
I thought it flowed really well, man. Thought it flowed really well. So
yeah. Marcus Henry for $2. When are you guys hopping on the battle bit? It's so good.
Really, it's just about the controller support. Really, at this point, I just would rather have controller support. I own the game, so as soon as they can get some better controller support, we'll be playing the hell out of it. So BattleBit's crushing it, man. Again, another independent video game crushing it. 4 guys together made that out of their love for FPSs. And it's better than fucking Battlefield and Call of Duty. Like, so stupid. It makes no sense.
Not that alt-right guy for $5. Hail, Tuesday night's main event. And a huge shout out to Jay. Got my Blue Balls comic yesterday. Looks great, and I can't wait to read it with my 4-year-old son.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Zach Updegraff for $2. What does Beardo's shirt completely say? Is it for sale? It says God, Family, Country, and Freedom. And Patriot Crew, right?
There we go.
There you go. Probably find them on Instagram or Google or something. Joey Voss for a $4.99. Squidward Ryan.
That was pretty funny.
Thank you.
That was pretty good.
Darth Racer for $5. From 199 AD to 1099 AD, you guys were just okay. But from 1100 AD to present, you guys have been great.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
Marcus Henry for $2. Krista been off cam a lot lately. Is she getting fixed?
What?
Krista will be back. Krista will be back in Florida soon, everybody.
Yes, I'm visiting family. I'm going to be an aunt again soon, so
she's
exciting.
Excited.
Yeah.
She's excited. But she's also ready to get back to Florida. I know.
The little bean. I'm excited to see the little bean.
Yep. Who said it?
Eyes. Sorry.
No. Just the people in the chat. Who said it?
Who said it? Huh? Pale Eyes for $7. Hail everyone. Geeks and Gamers, you guys and gals are crushing it. Ripa, I'm a big fan. You are an inspiration to us all. Also, hiya, Krista and Steph.
Hi.
Appreciate that, man.
Eric K for $2. It is not hate, just Erudai is evil.
I get that a lot. I don't know.
It's true.
Spirian for a $1.99.
I wanted to fire him. I wanted to fire Erudai like 6 months ago, but he threatened me so much that I was like, sorry, sir, I apologize. Now I'll report to him.
What got through to him was when I got my Fed contacts to cut his internet out for a night. So then he knew.
Yes. And he kind of sends a reminder occasionally We're in the middle of a stream. He's like, "Hey, just a reminder. Fuck you." Like, sorry.
Sorry. I apologize. I don't know what I did, but sorry. Aiden Bergen for $5. Erudite, don't forget the countdown.
Countdown. I don't know what that means. Countdown? Although somebody did tag me to also say if we do get a 10,000 subs on Geeks Gamers, we're not far from that on Geeks Gamers Tabletop, about 500 so away. If we get there, Jeremy's gonna play a game with us. He's gonna go on an alien RPG, and you get to see me murder him in space with a xenomorph. So
there you go.
If you want to see that, you got to get us to 10K.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Hell yeah. Floki says, DD Cover, I want to make it very clear. I agree with the leave kids alone, but I mean, karma is real. I agree. I do believe in karma. And he got some back for him trying to ruin people's lives. Yeah, that's an interesting take. And I do want to look at, like, was it, I'm trying to remember his name now. 8 Thoughts. From what I understand, he got 8 Thoughts channel taken down. And 8 Thoughts was a channel I enjoyed. 8 Thoughts is fucking... 8 Thoughts is funny as hell. But now 8 Thoughts has got another channel, apparently. But am I correct on that, chat? Was it 8 Thoughts that he got his channel taken down or some shit like that? Maybe I'm wrong about that. There was somebody's channel that he got false flagged or something. That was the rumor I had heard. So...
Mike Hill for $10. Another movie I'm hyped to see this year is Joaquin Phoenix's version of Napoleon. Any of y'all interested in seeing it? It actually looks good.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah. Effin' Dave for $5. Erudai. A while back, y'all mentioned you were going to start doing a 40K content. Is that still a thing?
Yes, Warhammer 40K will still be a thing. Our content creator for that, Rob, had a situation come up where in his real world day job, somebody had... been let go, so he had to cover a lot of extra hours. That has been remedied. He's currently working on 10th edition videos as we speak.
There you go.
Taters Vivo for $5. Beardo, just say that you're into men, so then the chat will stop bugging you about Melanie Mack. Thank you for the $5. And that leads right into Fear the Melanie Mack for $2. Psych! It's just me, CK Win. Thank you, CK Win.
And I was correct. It was 8 Thoughts. So yeah, 8 Thoughts channel was false flagged by Nick Merck. So it was a big thing. Like Quartering covered some of that a while back. So again, I'm not a fan of Nick Merck. I don't know anything about him, but the what they did does not change like anything that happened with him. But it also what happened with him doesn't change anything that they did. What they did was bullshit. So. Fuck them.
Fuck them. King of Diet Coke for $2. Waman Barbenheimer.
Waman.
Yep. Celluloid Dream for a 199 says, ah! Thank you, Celluloid Dream. Arthur Brown for a 5. Watch TIK. Watch TIK history. TIK. Do we know what that stands for?
No.
Watch TIK history. He's a historian and based as hell. Pretty sure he's an ANCAP 2. Has a series debunking the myth that Hattler wasn't a socialist.
Who do you say?
Tick history. TIK.
Oh yeah,
history.
yeah. He did a I think that was after my Nazis or socialist video. He did a long form one. As well. I think he's done several of those. Yeah, he did a video not too long ago. I saw him upload it. I think it was like a month or so ago where he's he asked a question like, am I an ANCAP or something like that? So maybe he is going through his progression. I don't
know. Let's see. Taker for $5. To clarify bringing up Snow White and the 7 welfare recipients and tell me the guy in the blue beanie is not Ryan. He had to leave the film, didn't he? Celluloid Dream for another 199. Beardo, Ripa, Flex Off. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, I ain't paying enough for
that. Shit, I'd do it. Fantastic Mr. Knox for $5. No White and the 7 Portlander Bums. Fitting title for the Disney hack live action movie. Disney makes it so easy to crap on them.
That they do.
Well for $2. Why are you Jay?
Why are you Jay?
Fantastic, Mr. Knox for $5. Saw the videos of the cinemas, which had showing of Sound of Freedom being ruined by the cinema employees and ways to make the movie not perform. Shaking my head.
I saw quite a few of those videos out there. So
yeah, they're out there.
Gotta be just because it's out there. You gotta, I wanted to look into it. I don't want to just cover that stuff because it could be people. You never know. I'm just saying, you never know.
You never know. Let's do some Rumble and locals chats. A Rumble, a clear site for a $1. Can somebody anesthetize? How do you pronounce it? Whatever.
What?
Can somebody anesthetize Mike and shave his head, please? So they want us to drug Mike and shave his head. Son of a
You guys do give Mike a lot more words than we give him on tabletop. I'll just say.
Anesthetize.
Anesthetize. Say that 3 times fast. Locals. Mike has bad knees for $10. Thanks to Steph for holding it down on locals. And Ripa and Epic Mike. What could you guys produce? For $200 million?
I flip that in like 3 billion or something crazy.
Thanks, Jay, by the way.
Thank you. Lord of the Ree for $2 on Rumble. That Bale versus O'Reilly clip is the funniest thing I've seen in my life. I'm literally in pain now. Laugh my ass off. Even funnier than the meme edit of They Live called They Them Live. And that was amazing.
They Them Live. Holy shit.
Rumble, $2 from Fopeasy. Do you think
I got that one? The Kill Bill one.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, got that one.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. Well, all right. Let's see.
Except for CK Win.
Yeah. CK Win says, "What's up, GG? What did I miss? Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, nothing. Oh, nothing. Lord of the Ree BattleBit has a community layouts you can use for your controller. I've been using one and had no problems getting my controller to work. Noted. As soon as I get back, no Streamlabs. I thought I got everything on Streamlabs. Let's see. I got Arthur Brown, Link fans. Oh
no.
Yeah. Damn it.
Oh no.
$5.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
From Ray Rice.
Oh shit.
Ripa, would you recommend ISOM 2 to my lady? She had a little accident in the elevator. She's a big fan of people beating the shit out of each other. A lot of people aren't going to get that in this audience. A lot of people ain't going to get that one, all right? Jesus Christ. God damn it. Oh, shit. But that's all I got on stream.
We have one more from Rumble.
The battle bit, I got that one from Lord of the Ree.
Oh, that just came in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that one. Holy shit, that was funny. Okay, well, all right, who's playing Fortnite? Me, Beardo. Who else?
I'll be there.
Who else?
Rollo.
Rollo's
and
out. Rollo said he
Ripa.
can't play. Rollo's not playing. So, Steph,
I
you
can
play?
play.
I gotta work out it.
You gonna play, Krista?
Yeah.
You
Let's
can play?
go.
Okay. Steph,
Probably.
you can play?
Maybe.
You know Hailstorm will play if you don't want to play. So.
Yeah, Tailstorm's gonna hop in right away.
You know Hailstorm.
So we
will fucking
rotating?
play. Well, not if she's not going to play. That's what I'm saying. If she's not going to play, it'd be me. If it's me and you and Krista, and then either Steph or Hailstorm.
Rollo's playing.
Rollo, I just said Rollo's out. He just texted and said he's out.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Okay.
So
I see.
So
Listen.
I just set up the link.
I need to
I just
wake
set up the link. I'll be live on Rumble, Geeks Gamers, YouTube, Rumble, and Kick. Beardo's going to be live on his Kick.
Yep.
Krista, well, you can't go live.
No, I can.
So-
I'm only playing handheld, which is crazy.
Okay. So anyway, we'll get that set up. Ripple, what do you got going on, man?
Man, big day for me because I gotta get ready and doing all kinds of shit. We got San Diego Comic-Con in a couple of days. I'll be out there. Gabriel Ty will be out there. My team will be out there. Gary, Quarter Black. We're all gonna be out there hanging out. I'll only be there for a couple of days, getting back home, getting back to work. Got to close out this fan art contest on Thursday. We also have to what else we got? We got the short box that we're working on. The art's done completely. Now we're just making sure everything's approved in terms of the actual print, and then we're going to put that bad boy out. We continue to get these sales. The box will for sure send us over 2 million, but at this rate, who knows? We might hit it before that. So very appreciative of you guys, appreciative of the support. I can't wait for ISOM 2 to start getting you guys' hands starting very, very soon in a couple of weeks. 31st, we'll start getting some of those out the door. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Good stuff. All right. You guys keep supporting Ripaverse. You got all them fucking weirdos upset because he's going to be at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, they're fucking mad.
Let them be mad.
So mad.
Let them
So
be
mad.
mad.
Let them.
Krista Nova.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. What do you got going on?
Just spending time with family. I'll probably stream tomorrow. The only thing I can do is just talk, and I can't stream games because I didn't bring anything with me. I don't have my Elgato, nothing. So yeah. So go follow me on Kick. I am so close to 700 followers, like 2 more away. So please go follow me over there, and yeah, beep.
There we go. Steph.
Yeah, follow me on Kick as well. I'll be streaming. I don't know if I'll stream Fortnite with you guys. I might.
You could tell she's out. She's done. So
I might. I don't
Checked
know.
out.
You never know.
Not locked
Wake
in.
up.
But I will stream tomorrow on my Kick, so follow me on Kick.
All right. Good stuff. Fear the Beardo.
Yeah, man. I've been streaming consistently over on my YouTube and Kick. Follow me on all social media. They're all public: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Kick, not Twitch, because fuck Twitch. So Fear the Beardo on everything.
There we go. And Erudai, our special guest tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on, guys. I'm Erudai from Geeks and Gamers Tabletop. Come check us out over there. We do everything tabletop. We have 3 major live streams every week. We have Secrets of the Frost Maiden, Epic Mike, Disparu's on there. We've got X-Ray Girl, and I know I just missed somebody. And Comics Division's on there as well.
He's short.
So that's a really good
Hard to
show.
steam. It's hard to steam.
It's easy to miss. Easy to miss. Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do that. Really good fun there. Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do Junkyard Heroes, which is our Starfinder actual play. And Friday night, you get to see me as a player. I'm not in the Dungeon Master seat for that one. For Mummy's Mask, which is a Pathfinder / Savage Worlds system. And come check us out. Even if you've never tried tabletop before, I think you'll find that you'll like it. Hayden comes there over the time. I don't know if he knew what he was expecting coming in there, but he seems to really love it. And I've seen a bunch of faces in here over there, and it's been a good time. And please, if you haven't already, go over there, click subscribe. If we get to 10K, you get to see Jeremy on the tabletop channel and see him as a fish out of water playing a tabletop game. It'll be good fun. I'm interested to see it.
That's right. Who's on Daily tomorrow? I will be hosting Daily, and Beardo will be there, and maybe Josiah. I'm not sure. So we will have that rocking and rolling. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. If anybody here wants to bounce, I'm going to leave everyone with the open the door outro as it starts. So we're going to leave you with the open the door outro, and then we will be live for Fortnite here in about 20 or 30 minutes. So thanks, everybody. Have a good night. We'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.
Later.
Here's a story you've all been told by our friend Drew 3PO, part of Geeks and Gamers lore, here in the 199. Before he was the Canadian Bear on a live stream, he decided to share some knowledge that he felt we ought to know. Say it ain't so. Hold on to your buckets. Let's not forget about the J&A's. The Canadian Bear took his time to share his thoughts on so many things. And after walking the planet, This much he knows for sure. When you feel like friends can't go on anymore.
You open the door.
He spoke of his cat Nicholas. It seemed that cat was really quite a sight. Cause in no time it all ran right out of the blue. And what seemed too good to be true, the cat learned to turn off and off the lights.
When he walked in here, double fist in blood ice.
Hold on to buckets, spilling coffee and Ryan seeds. Making stops throughout their trip so Ryan's car wouldn't overheat. Not walking the planet, this much he knows for sure. When you feel like friends can't go on anymore.
You open the door.
It stirs up emotions deep down inside, like when Ripper found out Sean Connery died. A timeless moment that no doubt will last, iconic to the lore.
Kiss my grass.
So many memes created from what he said, from the guy who ate spaghetti in bed. No need to worry or rest alone. With Jay and his tape, we're back home on his farm. Hold on to your buckets. Let's not forget about J&A's. The Canadian man took his time to share his thoughts on so many things. After walking the planet, this much he knows for sure. That when you feel like friend can't go on anymore.
You open the door.
Hey guys! Oh, great golf, huh? All right. Well, see you later.